This is the baseball mecca of the world. In the kind of not pro, kind of pro, I don't know.
Yeah.
Junior college, Johnson County Community College,
Sorta.
fabulous season, incredible season, record-setting season. Kansas baseball steamrolling into the super regionals, got their sights set on Omaha.
I think a win tomorrow would set their record for wins in a year. I thought I heard on.
Was that right?
I thought I heard on Brian Haney's call, the last one, that they tied the club record for wins. So I think this would be a new record.
Yeah. Look forward to that. You'll hear it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, your home of the Jayhawks. Saturday at 5, Sunday at some other time. Look it up. You got phones, people. Do I have to do everything for you? But it's 5 on Saturday, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I think I'm 99% sure. We're going off what Lebo said. If I'm wrong, blame Lebo. Todd's going to go cover it. I think him and Jake are going to be there, yeah.
Have a little turf war.
Yep. We'll talk to Dan Fitzgerald, head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks, coming up here in a little bit. Danny Unleashed at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Had a week without Danny last week. Oh, man. It's nice. It's really nice, I'll be honest with you.
Well, you did.
It's weird because
I know, but
because he was saying the same
I got a
thing.
word in the 3 o'clock hour on Friday.
He was-
Didn't easy because I was with my family. But I did.
I'm sure he felt the same.
In honor of it, when we were on vacation, my kids would, they would talk like this. And then when I try to talk, they go like that. In honor of, they're like, well, we want you to feel like you're back at work, Dad. So
We have a few people who do that. They just have.
Danny can bring it. He's right down here, and he's just, he's calm. And then you start to look like you want to say something. And he starts talking like this because you're not getting your word in. This is Danny time. I love Danny.
We have a few.
Danny's great.
Yeah.
He's great when he agrees with me.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, that's everyone.
It's that great drop we have. You know me. I don't anger easy. You have to do something really awful to upset me, like disagree with me. Such a great drop. Yeah. Danny Unleashed in the 3 o'clock hour, brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing. 2-minute drill brought to you by Gary Joslin. Joslin's Jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to exotic locale. Where are we going? Like 9? It's like a 9-sheet. Who did this? You did this? What are you, bucking for a promotion or something, Kyle?
No, I just put in
3
some
sheets.
Well, Steve Sarkisian had a lot to say.
I guess.
Holy
cow.
We don't do promotions, just,
Milwaukee. More exotic locales like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nashville, Tennessee.
There you go.
And Austin, Texas. Oh, Colby's going to join us, huh?
Keep Austin weird.
You know what we should do when we have Colby? Do you have? I don't see it on here. You missed. There's no questions here for Colby Gordon from the Austin American-Statesman. Prior to the K-State Wildcats, by the way, he's a Cat alum. Got to give this kid a nickname. We got to get him a nickname. I'm not going by Nate. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Got to get him a nickname. But we got a Cat intern now. Colby's he's a Wildcat, and on here there nowhere is questions about the time back in his youth when he tried to corner the market on CFL ticket scalping.
I remember that. Get that profit margin.
Just from hearing Colby's voice, he kind of seems like that kind of guy.
I think I've got the best idea I've ever had.
Yeah, except for the exchange rate.
The exchange rate, and there's a charge to mail internationally. All his profits went up in smoke when he was moving the tickets out of Canada into the U.S., from the U.S. back to Canada. Like, he laid it out. I'm like, God, that's brilliant. The part I didn't think about.
That our dollars are not worth the same when we cross the border.
There was that, and there's a
fee.
charge. It's like,
oh boy.
I was like, dude, I know it went up in flames, but I'm still thoroughly impressed of like how far, like just the whole ingenuity of it.
Yeah.
Now he writes for the Austin American-Statesman. So we'll make those stops at the 2-minute drill. Alex Schiffer, the shift man. What will he dine on tonight? I don't know.
Good question.
He's in San Antonio, Texas. I'm assuming Mexican food?
Probably.
Would you go for Mexican? Maybe he's a cheap ass.
I try to.
And he's just going to go for the media spread.
Could be.
What do you think the NBA Finals spread in San Antonio, Texas looks like?
I bet it's pretty good.
I'll bet it's a massive fajita bar, taco bar.
It's whatever Charles Barkley wants.
Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
You all have to go to Galveston now. That dirty ass water.
We'll find out. We always like the Schiffer, Alex
I would
Schiffer's.
imagine it's pretty good though.
He's a guy that likes his food.
He is a foodie.
And churros. I
appreciate it.
forgot about the churros. That's what Chuck
Churro.
likes.
Oh, churros. Churros are delightful.
Churros Barkley.
You know what? I love Mexican food. I literally could eat Mexican food 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day. Screw it, I'll throw another one on. I could eat it 4 meals a day every day
Yep.
for the rest of my life and have no problem whatsoever.
Until the next day.
But mole,
Do not like mole.
no, I don't know the brilliance of the Mexican food. I give massive props to the people of Mexico for coming up with an incredible, and really all kind of like, because I went down to where'd I go? Costa Rica. Great food down there. That whole Central America. There's a lot of great food. Give you mad props, but I don't know where your head was when you hatched mole. Like, that sucks.
Nope. And I've had like really good mole.
How? What is that?
It's because it came from someone who I know.
You said it. Mole. This is good mole.
Frank.
Oh, Frank.
Buddy
Reyes.
Frank
Oh,
Reyes,
yeah, that's right. Frank does. Yeah, Frank.
And I'm like, I'm sure
Frank
this is
does
awesome.
Phenomenal.
I'm sure this
Mexican
is the
food.
best mole ever, but it's just not my thing.
I don't like mole.
It's just not my thing.
I don't like mole.
I don't like sweet.
We went down to the cover the Final Four in San Antonio way back in the day when I worked for the network, and my buddy Chuck, you hear him every now and then on the 2-minute drill from KJR in Seattle now. And we were down there, and we found anyone who's been down there knows that River Walk, and there's all kinds of restaurants and bars, and so we found a good Mexican place, and so he's like, I'm going to try this mole. And I'm like, why? I mean, why don't you get something you know you like? I mean, got to be adventurous, got to branch out. And he's like, well, I'll never get this again. And I'm like, what are you, like, women try new things. Guys eat what is good.
Yeah. That's
That's pretty much universal. Can we agree? Vicky, are you listening?
just about.
I'm pretty sure the ladies are more like, well, look at that. Look, I might give that a try. Me? No.
No, just about. I do have a friend who likes to, I'm going to try something new. I'm like, why? You know you like that item. Just order that item.
It's probably part of the reason why we're fat asses. I cannot handle leaving a restaurant disappointed. You know, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going out to eat. Let's get some, yeah. And you're like, oh, God, that sucked.
Get the thing
That's
you
the
like.
worst feeling in the world. You know, give me something I like. I hate going to the restaurant, and then you walk out and they're like, that sucked. That's the worst.
Yeah.
And
it isn't even like the financial
going to the movies,
part
the
of it.
movie sucks. That sucks too. Like, I'm going to the movies.
It isn't even the financial part of it for me.
Half hour of
It's-
previews, all
yeah.
that, you know, and then like, that thing sucked, man.
It's the positive expectation, and you work yourself
Yes.
into this thing. Yes, this is going to be great. Oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't great. Nah, I don't even care if it was free. I'm disappointed.
Like the last time I was disappointed, went to a place and they're like, "Oh, we got smash burgers." I'm like, "Oh, I love smash burgers. That's great." Like, awesome. I'll take the smash burger, and you get it, and like it comes out.
It was covered in mole.
Well, might as well have been, because like the smash burger, you smash it down, then it gets kind of crispy. You know, that's the kind of the concept behind. There was pink meat.
Yeah,
and I'm a well
that's-
done guy, which we've established. But pink meat, how can you have?
I don't even know how you
it's
do it.
not a smash burger.
Yeah.
If it's thick enough for it to not.
Yeah.
To have pink
The idea,
meat. And I was so
smash it down on the grill to the
miserable.
point where there's actually holes in the
Yes.
thing. It looks like cheesecloth.
Just do that, and then give me 10 of them,
Yes.
and with 10 pieces of
A
cheese,
layer
and
of cheese
we're ready to
in
go.
the
Yes,
front, right.
the ratio of cheese to meat is exceptional on the smash
Yes.
burger if done right. If you get a
done
bad
right.
smash burger, it sucks. All right, Royals won. They're all fixed now. 3 out of 4.
No.
No, nobody. Is it
wouldn't
3 out
say-
of 4? Or is it 4 out of 5?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Because they lost the finale in the last two. Or did they? Did they lose the finale? They win the finale in Texas.
If only I had 19 windows open that are dedicated to Royals baseball.
Only won 3 out of 4.
One of which is their schedule. I could look down and tell you.
They won 3 out of 4 since they moved north.
They
Well,
have
they won
now
on
won,
Sunday.
3 out of 4, and before that was 2, 4, 6 straight losses.
That's right. They got swept in Texas.
So, last night's game, though, one of the things we want to say, like, I would like someone to call in right now and tell me how they won in spite of Matt Cotrero.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Cotrero doesn't know what he's doing
Yeah.
crowd. They were amazingly silent last night.
After being really, really angry 10 days ago, when slightly different situation, they had a 1-run lead, but when they played the Yankees, the opening game of that 3-game series here, Bobby Witt Jr. hit a home run in the 8th inning to give them a 1-run lead, and then Vinny Pasquantino walked. They had a runner at first, nobody out, and Mac Petro chose to pinch run for Pasquantino. They stole the base, and they also pinch hit for Jack Caglione, and it didn't work out. He was going for an extra run. They didn't get it, and in the top of the ninth, the Yankees scored twice. The big focus was that the ground ball by Jazz Chisholm probably would have been fielded by Vinny and maybe the better throw from Jack Caglione, but it didn't happen, and everyone thought, why did he do that? Well, last night, it was a tie game, but you're on the road, so it's a different situation anyway. He pinch hit 3 times in the 9th inning and pinch ran twice. The pinch hitters were 3 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs, and one of the guys who scored was the pinch runner. So Salvador Perez singles. They pinch
run to
pinch
Tolbert.
run for Tolbert, losing the DH.
Yes.
But they're like, we don't plan on using the DH. We plan on winning the game here. Lane Thomas pinch hits for Caglione, singles. After a sacrifice, Garcia pinch hits for Massey and walks. And then they go to Josh Rojas, who had been in town for maybe an hour and a half after coming from Columbus in a minor league game. And he gets up there, and his first at-bat as a Royal on a 3-1 pitch, singles up the middle and drives in 2. And then Marte pinch runs for Garcia once he got to second base. They also pinch ran. That didn't really affect anything, but he unloaded the bench in the 9th inning and said, we're winning it here,
Yeah.
or we're not winning it. He didn't want to get into a bullpen game on the road with the team that's going to have a better bullpen than him. So he decided, I'm unloading everything in this 9th inning, and they got 2 runs, and I haven't heard a peep about him making too many moves last night.
Yeah, I mean,
because they won.
They won. It worked. I mean, batters still got to hit, runners still got to run, fielders still got to field, and I think what is, if you want to get a little bit optimistic, listen, and I don't want every time the Royals win, I don't want to hear like, "Whoa, they just screwed up the draft pick," because there's a lottery now, so that's not it. Like you want to try to win when you go out there, but that wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. I mean,
No.
Lugo wasn't great. His defense kind of sucked. Kyle Isbell lost a ball in the sun. Vinny Pasquantino protected his wrist. Can we all agree that that's what happened on that play?
Yep.
When he pulled the arm back and which I don't even mind. I don't want to see Vinny Pasquantino hurt. Don't reach into that base path. And I think it shows his instincts. Why, number one, I think he's gotten a lot better as a first baseman, but it's not ideal when the ball hits the runner. At least it did and didn't go, rolling away. But I would love for him to be able to stretch down the baseline in front of the runner, not get hurt and make the catch. But that's a guy that at least understood the dynamics of where he was going to have to stick his mitt and get it. But that was a play that should, you can make a case. Keith Hernandez, I think, probably makes it.
Yeah.
Right? Great defensive first basemen make it. I think Vinny's becoming a good defensive first baseman. But that game wasn't one where everything was going their way. There were a lot of things that did not go their way, and yet they still found a way to get the win.
3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They left 12 men on base. And there were a couple opportunities that, even though they scored a number of runs before they got those 2 in the 9th inning, there was another situation where they had bases loaded and 1 out, which they got 1 run out of a situation where you'd like to get at least 2. And it looked like it was, even on a night where they scored 6 runs, it might come back to bite them. And it didn't, because they made some moves and got it done. But it's not, I'm not saying last night was wizardry. What I'm saying is that is to highlight the idea that you can't judge a strategy based on the end result. I think people judge sometimes the strategy. It didn't work, so it was the wrong thing to have done. Well, was it? You say, well, they lost, so let's go backwards and say, I didn't like that. That caused them to lose. If they hadn't done that, I've seen Jack Caglione enough to the idea that, well, he would have made a better throw, on that play last week. And I'm going back to that Yankee game. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. That's what they're going to do. They're going to try to get runs, steal runs when they can, because they know they're at a disadvantage in certain other situations.
Well, I mean, this is one if they were in the midst of competing for a playoff spot, we'd call a really good win on a day that you weren't your best.
Yeah.
And I'll give Lugo credit again. There was defensive miscues that added to him, but it was great when they got out of the seventh without giving up a run. And Ryan goes, and for the first time all night,
Yes, that was so funny.
the Twins have not scored.
They've done it. He goes, so I'm like,
Yeah.
they've done it.
Yes.
And I was like, they've done it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was, it was
They
nice.
had one run in six that's probably pretty rare. Score exactly one run in 6 consecutive innings.
But it was an exciting game. Plenty of offense. Royals hang around and get the win. Matt Quatrero pressed all the right buttons in the final inning. Just file this one away. We don't remember the wins. The losses stay with you a lot more than the wins do. But try to file this one away and remember that Matt Quatrero got it right.
Yeah, and he's not a schmuck.
Yes.
It's pretty clear he has a plan. Sometimes the plan works. When you don't have a lineup full of bashers, you got to do things other managers don't have to do. You have to try to find a run here and there when it's available. And sometimes there's a risk reward to that's just intrinsic to the situation that they're in.
Yeah. 913-810-810. Let's take a break. We want to talk some more baseball. We'll talk Kansas baseball, not Kansas City, Kansas baseball. The Jayhawks getting ready to take on Oklahoma again. You'll hear it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We welcome the head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks, Dan Fitzgerald, next here in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
It's like part elephant trunk, but only about, 2 inches long? Kurtis, you'd know about that.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
All right, listen up. We've got world-class excitement coming to Kansas City. That's right, and Hen House has you covered. This summer, every trip to Hen House Market becomes your chance to experience the energy, fun, and flavor of the world's biggest sporting event. From the moment you walk in, you'll hear the crowd roar and have your very own walkout moment entering the store. That's right. Hen House is celebrating the beautiful game. Enjoy tailgate tastings featuring KC favorites and global game day foods. Test your skills on the pitch for a chance to win 2 spots at Matt Beasler's summer camp and gear up for match day with complimentary face painting and more. That's right. Hen House is celebrating the beautiful game. So get to your neighborhood Hen House when you get ready to have everybody over or head out for a little tailgate. Don't miss your chance to snap a photo with the Gold Cluck, the Hen House Market Championship Trophy. That's right. They've got it. You can shop, play, taste, and celebrate all summer long at your neighborhood Hen House. Go to henhouse.com to check out all the great specials, all the varieties. It's there, whether it's in the middle of the store or back at the meat counter, maybe it's the bakery, whatever you need. Go to henhouse.com. Make sure you're part of that loyalty club. There's extra savings for you. Hen House has been serving Kansas City for more than 100 years, locally owned and operated. Now teammate-owned and operated is your neighborhood Hen House. Don't miss getting stocked up for all your soccer fun all month long at your neighborhood Hen House. Check out all the specials and more at henhouse.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Looking for a trusted repair facility? Reed Collision can handle anything from minor to major. We work on nearly all makes and models.
Welcome back here on the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Let's talk some baseball. The hottest baseball ticket in town, well, at least, the metro area, is in Lawrence, Kansas. It's the Kansas Jayhawks as they're getting ready for their super regional against the Oklahoma Sooners. We get you ready. Talking to the head coach, Big 12 Coach of the Year. Dan Fitzgerald is with us here in the program. Our coverage is brought to you by our friends at Corona and Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza. Corona, squeeze that citrus flavor in your beer for you. That's right. Grab a new Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza, bold citrus flavors with the traditional Mexican beer, Corona Sunbrew Citrus, brewed with real orange and lime peels. Perfect complement for your game day tailgate, whether you're getting ready for the boys in blue or the Rock Chalk Jayhawks. Maybe it's a family get-together. Maybe it's just your favorite salty dish. Get it right now. Find your beach this baseball season with Corona and Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza. Let's welcome the head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks, Dan Fitzgerald, to the program. Coach, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing very good. I guess the first question is, when did you think this team had what it takes to have this kind of special season?
Kind of had such a great year last year and had some key pieces coming back, had a great summer recruiting, and I think there were some parts in the early fall where you kind of saw the upside of the group and knew how they worked and how much they cared and how hard they played. So I think there were the inklings in the fall, and then as we got deep into it, towards Christmas, you could tell that we had talent, but you didn't necessarily know how guys were going to respond when the lights came on. And it took us a little bit to get going, but early in Big 12 play, we started rattling off tough wins and winning close games, and thought we had a pretty special team.
You mentioned the recruiting part of the equation. Jeff Passan was with us, Major League Baseball insider for ESPN. He lives here in town, and he, joins us every week. And he was talking about your team, which I thought was great. We got a lot of great local baseball. Johnson County Community College doing great. Yeah, it's like we're becoming the forget about the soccer capital of America. We're becoming the baseball capital of America, at least on our college level. We won't go beyond that. But, he talked about how this team was put together, that, you really, the book Moneyball is all about finding, the soft spot of the market where you can exploit things. And he talked about the fact that the junior college ranks were a place where you found a lot of talent. Is that accurate? And was that by design or just maybe the way it ended up?
No, very much by design. I think we, you got to be able to recruit at all levels. And, actually the book Moneyball was a major influence in my career. And actually Bill James lives right here in Lawrence, Kansas. And so, yeah, I think it was by design, never set out to pigeonhole ourselves into one spot. And we've done a nice job in the portal. We've done a nice job with some impact freshmen. But at the time that we took over, it was clear that we had to, make a move and get some players quickly, and junior college became the route. And, we all come from that level. Like I coached there, my entire staff coached at that level and played at that level. So there's a familiarity and an alignment with kind of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, you had several stops at the junior college level. How different is the talent level between? I mean, you also been at a school like LSU. Where, theoretically that's, some of the best players to come out of college baseball and into the big leagues have come from that school. Is the talent difference not near as big as maybe we would perceive it as outsiders?
I think the floor at every level changes, meaning, a top end junior college player is going to play professional baseball. He can certainly play at the highest level of Division I baseball. I think that the difference is just the depth and the floor. The floor at LSU is a guy that has a chance to play professional baseball for a long time, and maybe the floor of junior college is a guy that's going to, move on to have a Division III career and NAIA career. So, but the top end everywhere, and it's kind of the cool thing about baseball. Like you can drive over to Omaha and watch AAA baseball, and certainly the top end there, those are big leaguers. You can go to Wichita and watch AA baseball, and you're going to see a bunch of guys that could play in the big leagues tonight. You can say all the way down. Like there's no doubt in my mind that there are guys playing in our super regional that could jump to the big leagues right now and have some success. So I just think the floor is different at those levels, but the top end of baseball is the top end of baseball.
We're talking to Dan Fitzgerald, head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks baseball team, getting ready to take on Oklahoma in the Super Regional. Does I don't want to say make it easier, right? It because I don't think anything's easy when you're putting together a team that can do what you guys have done. But does it maybe create opportunities with the portal and with NIL to where, if you target a guy, if you scout a guy and you go, look, this guy's a difference maker. I know what they're saying about him. I think he's better than that you can get him where before, being third choice at LSU might be a better option for that kid than being, the apple of the coach's eye at Kansas. Does that create an opportunity for you to identify your guys and be able to get them where maybe in the past you wouldn't?
Yeah, I think that probably will hopefully see the fruit of that as we continue on the road here. I think we haven't spent a whole lot of time worrying about who else is recruiting the guys we're recruiting. And, sometimes you look up at the end of it and you lose a guy to LSU or someone in the SEC or, down the road, you figure out that you beat the SEC on a guy. So we don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about who else is recruiting them. I do think that the success that we've had has allowed us to probably have more conversations than we were able to have our first couple years here. But, it's recruiting evolves. And, whether it's my time at Des Moines Area Community College or Dallas Baptist or LSU or here, the one thing that stayed the same is the fit has to be fantastic. And so getting that alignment of like-minded guys that love being great teammates and love competing, that's always going to be front and center for us. And, we're just going to keep trying to find good players, but it's an incredibly competitive landscape but it's also a big country and and a lot of guys play baseball. So if you work hard enough, you'll find them.
Does that evolution in recruiting make it more important for you and your staff to be better scouts? Like, is the scouting part of it, is identifying the guys a bigger part of the equation now, or no?
Honestly, and I hate saying this because I came up in the era of evaluation and spent so much time on the road evaluating, and I felt like I spent 10 straight summers down in Atlanta watching all the big high school tournaments, and sadly, it's less and less evaluating because of the intensity of the portal, and you kind of know what you're getting with the guy in the portal, and if a guy's leaving another Division I school, maybe it's even one you've played against, like you've watched him play versus when you're recruiting the high school kids, it's very much a projection game of watching them and saying, okay, hey, this, he's 6'2", 165 pounds. I wonder what it's going to look like when he's 6'3", 210 pounds. And so I think the evaluation part is still super important. I just think it's different as you get into kind of an older group of recruits.
Yeah, and I've talked to, a lot of coaches at a lot of levels, and there's only so many jobs like the one you've got, right? And so when a job like that is offered, you always listen. I'm just curious, what was your perception of what Kansas baseball was and could be when you were discussing the job, and has it exceeded your expectations, or was it right where you thought it was, and have you taken it right where you thought it could go?
Well, I'm from Edina, Minnesota, and had spent a good chunk of my career in Iowa and Texas, and I had a bunch of high school classmates that came to KU and was certainly a popular school. I had a cousin who came here, and when I was a junior college coach in Iowa, I 3 hours up the road, there's always a familiarity with the Jayhawks. And as I got further along in my career and kind of to the point where it's probably time to take a head coaching job, Kansas was one that I had kind of always circled, thinking, man, this kind of, it checks a lot of boxes of what I'm looking for and who I am and just my recruiting landscape. I mean, I've been off of every exit off of 35 from Texas to Canada. So, it checked all those boxes, and then the big one for me was Travis Goff. And Travis and I had had known each other, and when he got here, it was, certainly piqued my interest even more, knowing who he was and what he was about, and so when the job opened, I was immediately interested, and then as I got into the process, it became just super clear that this place was special and that there was a foundation here that could be built on, and there were a million things taken over that were in great shape, and I just kind of, in the evaluation of it, looked and said, man, if a talent influx was going to go a long way here, because so many of those foundational pieces were in place. So a place I'd always had my eye on, and certainly was blessed to get the opportunity.
How have the Jayhawk fans been? I'm hearing reports of needing
they're nuts.
$300-$400 to get are we talking stadium expansion because of the demand that has happened for your tickets?
We're gonna have to. I mean, we're gonna have to keep this up. It's the hottest ticket in town. But no, it's been incredible, and true story. My first basketball game at Allen Fieldhouse, I hadn't coached a baseball game here yet, and I just remember thinking, if we can get a tenth of these people to walk 40 yards south in the spring, we're going to be just fine. And we are certainly exceeded that. I mean, this is it. We are beyond standing room only, and the administration has gotten incredibly creative with opening up new places to watch and see. And but yeah, we're just getting started on this journey. 4 years in, we've got a long way to go, and but the adjustments we've made to the stadium are fantastic, and they're going to be here for years to come, and we're going to continue to build this thing.
Yeah, it is amazing to hear just the electricity and the fans and the excitement that they've got for it. I mean, when you're good and when it's new, like there's nothing better, right? It's like the first moments of a great love affair. Like it's electric right now between the program and the fans, right?
Yes, yeah, it's amazing, and I think our guys play really hard, and they have an incredibly high care factor, and there's a humility in which they go about it towards each other. And so I think they're fun to watch, and we've hit a bunch of home runs, and we've played great defense, and we do some things that are fun to watch as a fan. So yeah, they've been incredible. Jayhawk Nation is absolutely spectacular, and it's an incredible home field advantage that we'll need all weekend.
We're talking to the Big 12 Coach of the Year, Dan Fitzgerald, head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks. Oklahoma up next. Well, what's the plan to beat Oklahoma? What do you have to do to make sure that you're still moving on?
Well, they're really good, and they've got a lot of things specific to them and how they run and how they generate offense. Certainly deep on the mound, and have multiple options out of the pen. But in reality, at this point in the year, with 16 teams remaining, I'm guessing 15 other coaches in the country are saying the same thing, and that we got to know who they are and be ready for them. But at the end of the day, we're here because of who we are and how we've played. So I think for us, the key is just stay in the moment. We've done such a great job of not making things too big or too small, and my focus is on a great practice today, and I know the guys will be focused on that. And I can assure you this: we're not going to need any adrenaline to get up for the game on Saturday. Like, if anything, the guys are going to have to just settle in and relax, because the environment's so electric. But I think this weekend's about us being us, and leaving it all on the field, and I have no doubts the guys will be prepped and ready for that.
Does it change your style of play? I mean, we know like playoff baseball, in the big leagues, when you get there, kind of the middle relievers kind of fall to the wayside. It's all hands on deck. Everybody, I mean, we understand that part of the equation, that everybody's available. But it's not a marathon anymore; it's a sprint. Does it change the same way Major League Baseball changes when you get to the postseason?
I think there are similarities. I think that the difference is in the big leagues, you've got 25-man roster and 162 games, and there are just games where, hey, these are the pitchers who are available, and our season is 56 regular season, and the other thing is our selection process is so RPI based and DSR and all these peripheral things that really all of our games feel like little mini playoff games because of the impact that it has on all those ratings. And so I envy the big league guys where it's like, well, you win the division, you win the division. You don't need to worry about your KPI or your RPI or your DSR. But so I think that it probably changes a little bit in terms of, you get to a spot where it's, it's either win or go home. And at that point, it's all hands on deck. But for the most part, I feel like we've been playing playoff baseball for the last 30 games, so it shouldn't be too different.
All right, the toughest ticket in Lawrence, maybe in Kansas City right now, let's be honest, at least till we get the World Cup going. It's Kansas baseball, and they're at it with Oklahoma coming up this weekend in the Super Regional. We're talking to Dan Fitzgerald, their head coach. Coach, 4 quickies, my final 4, just a couple of words, couple of sentences, whatever comes to mind here. If you weren't a coach, what would you be doing?
Oh, wow. Well, NHL hockey players probably out. That would be what I would want to be doing. But that is a great question. I'd be working in ministry somewhere.
Okay. All right. Tell me, will you be lobbying Mr. Booth to head out and try to find Alexander Cartwright's Rules of Baseball to add to the hallowed halls there in Lawrence? You got the rules of basketball there. Do we need to find Alexander Cartwright's Rules of Baseball somewhere?
You know what? That was not on my list of things to do, but I'm going to add it in case I got a little time this summer.
Okay. All right. That would be a good one. I like it. Who's been the biggest influence on your career?
My dad.
Yeah,
my dad.
It's amazing. That's universal. How much dad is the answer when it comes to that question, whether it's player, coach. Baseball seems to be a father-son sport all the time. When it happens. All right, and finally, is Omaha the right place for the College World Series? Do you like Omaha hosting the College World Series the way it does?
Oh yeah. It can never move. It's a very special place, and the city's embraced it, and it's just become synonymous with the College World Series. So yeah, lifetime contract in Omaha.
Yeah, they do a great job. I know how much they embrace it and love it, and it seems like such a great fit. I've never heard anybody who says, no, we need to put it someplace else. So it's great to hear. And it's great to watch your team. Dan, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it. Keep up the great work, and hopefully we're talking to you about the World Series.
Thank you, sir. Rock Chalk.
The program with Soren Petro.
I'll watch any football game you put in front of me because I just love football. I love football more than you love football.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, the best in the business when it comes to building your outdoor living spaces is All Weather Decks. You can find them online at allweatherdecks.net or give them a call, 913-206-1974. Tell them Petro sent you. Tell them you heard it here on the program. Tell them you heard it on 810. Let them know that you want the very best when it comes to outdoor living spaces, because that's all Weather Decks does. That's why 24 times they've won the A&G Super Service Award. That's why they carry an A-plus rating. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Do you know they're only about 6 or 7 weeks away from starting your project? That's right. Lots of beautiful weather to enjoy outside. But if you don't have a deck, a patio, screened-in porch, pergola, maybe an outdoor fire pit, if you don't have whatever it is you've been dreaming about, then you can't entertain family and friends, making great memories like you could if you had a beautiful outdoor living space. So if that deck is rotting, that patio is crumbling, or you just don't have anything, call right now. Call 913-206-1974 or go online to allweatherdecks.net. You can even get the free estimate going online at allweatherdecks.net. Photos of finished projects. You can see the incredible work they've done. Why they won so many awards. See all those awards. See the map link where they've done jobs all over the metro and beyond. If you live on the outskirts of town, have you been told, well, we don't work out there in Independence, or we don't work out there in Lee Summit, or we don't go clear out, to, southern Olathe. Oh, go ahead. Give All Weather Decks a call. Multiple crews working all over the metro means they work all over the metro. And they'll start your project sooner. Finish it faster. They send the whole crew to get the job done. And most importantly, build it better than anybody else. That's why they're Kansas City's best. It's All Weather Decks. Go online to allweatherdecks.net. That's allweatherdecks.net and relax.
It's Truck Month at Robert Brogdon's Olathe Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 on new 1500s with no payments until after Labor Day. Shop over 200 trucks at robertbrogdon.com or in person at I-35 in Santa Fe. GMC, we are professional grade.
Get everything you need for your garden project now at Menards. Schultz Granule Plant Food is specially formulated to make your flowers healthier and bloom brighter. It's easy to use, requires no mixing, and it contains micronutrients that encourage rapid blooming while providing rich color and strong root development. Save big on Schultz Plant Food, located in our garden center. And don't forget to check
You heard part of him right there, the little clip of Wemby in that promo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on Monday or something. I heard a clip of his, and I thought immediately, he sounds like John Thompson with a French accent. Kind of has that, oh man, oh my gosh, and that kind of thing. And I was like,
yeah.
But he has kind of a French accent as well. I was like, well, who does that sound like? That sounds like it's John Thompson with a French accent. You wouldn't think a kid that young, he sounds like he's 60.
I wouldn't spend 5 seconds thinking about who he sounds like.
Because you're not.
I'm not musically inclined.
You're just
I don't hear the pitch and tone like you do.
Well, I just
I don't do impressions. There's no point in me worrying about who he sounds like.
Every time I hear a voice, I'm like, can I do that voice? Nah, I couldn't. Wouldn't be no reason to do his. But
are you going to work on Wemby?
Probably not.
Is that going to be added to your arsenal?
Could be.
Okay.
But I just the first time I heard it, I was like, that does not sound like a 22-year-old man.
No. Have you seen him? By the way, I want to say thanks again for Dan Fitzgerald. How
fantastic.
How great was he?
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to get the baseball rules? You didn't listen, did you?
I don't think
you didn't listen. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
I had an environmental task that I was completing.
You actually did.
Yes.
You actually
did what I thought was
putting
almost
a bunch
impossible.
of things into the recycling. Yes.
I carried 14 Monster Energy drink cans in one trip to the recycling bin.
I asked him if Alexander, which is impressive, by the way. I do want to take a moment to commend you and thank you for thinking of the environment.
Absolutely.
My children say thanks.
I did wear a little bit of it.
The planet's going to be here for you, but my kids and my kids' kids, I appreciate it. That's what it's for. It's not for you, okay? Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's all good.
But I was pretty proud of that Final Four question.
Yeah.
You know? You going to hit up Mr. Booth to go buy the rules of baseball now that Kansas is a stick and ball school.
Dan Fitzgerald has that kind of power now, doesn't he?
You know, Alexander Cartwright and the Bronx Athletic Club, like where I think it was I had to look it up. I'm like, I wonder if there's rules. Like I got that thought, like I'm going to ask him, you know, the rules, the Naismith rules of basketball are housed there at Allen Fieldhouse. I'm like, well, you know, now that you're a stick and ball school, you got to hit up Mr. Booth to go get the rules of baseball.
I love this.
Alexander Cartwright. Did you know that Alexander Cartwright was the guy?
Yes.
Well, who the hell is Abner Doubleday? I actually went looking for it, thinking I was going to confirm that Abner Doubleday was the guy that did it. It's Alexander Cartwright. 1845 they cooked up these rules.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't change them until 2 years ago. I mean, largely
they had clocks back then, but they weren't.
People will tell you Matt Quachero still doesn't get them.
Still didn't get them.
Well, I'm hope they can get him, take a copy, and send him to Kauffman Stadium too.
By the way, when you hear Dan Fitzgerald, but you're not surprised this is a successful guy.
No, not at all.
I mean, first of all, start talking to him, it was like, well, yeah, I mentioned, Moneyball and finding out, well, Moneyball is one of the things that got me going on this. And he said, we got Bill James living right here in Lawrence. So I get the idea that he's had some chats with Bill James.
Yep.
I really enjoyed talking to him. You can see why that guy's successful, why Kansas is winning. And, going the junior college route, finding a lot of talent in the junior colleges. But this is a guy that spent a lot of time coaching in junior colleges. Sounds like a lot of his staff has been with him from the junior colleges. But he was also the recruiting coordinator at LSU. So it'd be pretty, that's you heard him talking about Travis Goff there, but it sounds pretty easy when you see the guy winning. Like, well, with that background, how could he not? Well, I mean, he's the perfect guy. Anybody could have hired him. Well, nobody did.
Right.
But, I mean, you look at that resume, I get why Travis Goff would have picked up the phone and called him. First of all, when you see, okay, this guy's been successful at all these junior colleges. And now LSU, who, by the way, outpaid the Minnesota Twins for a pitching coach. Let's remember what baseball means at LSU. It means a lot. So we know it all means more in the SEC. But baseball means a lot at LSU. They had this guy running their recruiting. That's a pretty good resume. Then you get him on the phone, and he sounds like that. That's your conversation? Yeah, you're hired.
Hell yeah.
Ready to expand that baseball stadium. Quit fooling around with this football nonsense. When are we going to put the second deck on, I don't even know, what's the baseball field called out there?
Hoagland.
Hoagland.
Yeah.
Why is the Mizzou guy correcting you?
I know.
Are you going to take that?
I know. Well,
even if he's right, you should come in here and slap
him. They were playing the Hogs, so that's where I got confused.
Yeah. That's where you got confused. Okay.
Yes, and
the Hogs, the Bears.
Easton keeps walking by. It keeps saying "Go Hogs" these last 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, Easton.
He's an odd little man, isn't he?
I'm kidding. He didn't do it. He
didn't?
No.
I was going to say, but he does root for. He went to Arkansas State, but he roots for both Arkansas State and Arkansas.
Yeah.
Mick Schaefer went to Kansas, roots for Oklahoma State.
I, for the life of me, don't get that.
It's family, but
I don't get it. I don't care.
Don't care.
I don't care. I mean, he can do it. It's not
Yeah,
we're not going to fight over it. But if I went to KU with him and he was rooting for Oklahoma State, we had a guy, Mark Parent. What a pain in the ass this guy was when I was in college. UConn, rooted for UConn. We're freshmen at Syracuse. I grew up there. So, you go to school here now.
Yes. You have to leave all that behind.
That's where my burning hatred of UConn began, with Mark Parent. Like, this is so annoying. So, UConn. I'm like, you're an ass. Like I don't get how you can.
Yeah.
You went to Arkansas State. You're an Arkansas State fan, right? Shouldn't it work like that?
Yep.
Easton.
Yep. There are people, I mean, one of the big things, particularly if you didn't necessarily go to a school, in the mid-'90s, I knew multiple people who were big fans of Nebraska football and Kansas basketball.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
There was.
I'm like, all right, well, it's fine.
By the way, you know Easton's a complete kiss ass, right? Always kissing up. Today I was coming in the building and he was getting here at the same time. He's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good, buddy. How are you? I was going in and I hold the door open and he's like kind of across the parking lot. Sprinted over.
Nice.
Sprinted over while I'm holding the door. And I'm like, dude, settle down. Like, people are going to expect that kind of effort if you keep doing it. Stop being the goody two-shoes. Sprinted over. Didn't want me to stand there. Oh, this fat old guy. He can't stand here in the heat too long. I better hustle over.
Well, he was worried you were going to say you lost your keys, and now we got to spend 30 minutes in the parking lot looking for him.
He is. By the way, Easton, if you're not picking up on the sarcasm, he is as good a person as you're going to find. And he did. He put in a half hour with Kyle, and then eventually, who else joined us?
Zach Overton.
Yeah, Zach came out looking for my keys that I was convinced had fallen down. Turns out I can turn my car on with just my phone. I left the keys at home. Half hour tearing my car apart looking for keys
that weren't there.
And Easton's like, oh, let me look down here again. Let me look at it. Like, was that not just the worst?
Yeah, it happens.
So Kyle, pretty good guy too, because Kyle was there the whole time as well. So thank you.
Me? No.
After about 10 minutes, I just let Easton keep going.
Easton was digging around.
Why don't you
I'm like,
check
put your
there,
arm
too?
under there, you skinny little punk. You see if you can reach down there. Put your hand down in between the seats. Like, no crevice in that car has gone unsearched by Easton.
But it doesn't mean you won't check all those spots again if you haven't found it. Maybe I'll check that again. It's like checking your pockets 5 times that's got to be in there. It doesn't have to be in there.
Yeah. Well, Dan Fitzgerald, thank you very much. Great talking to him. Best of luck to the Jayhawks coming up this weekend as they try to advance to the College World Series in Omaha. We'll advance to a little Danny Unleashed brought to you by Easton Roofing next here in the program.
All right, how many teams have lost the first 2 games of the NBA Finals at home? Brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Every once in a while, we have to bring out the big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us. It's time for Danny Unleashed. Sponsored by Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Go to eastonroofing.com for more.
Did you know that Easton Roofing does siding? That's right, repair and replacement, offering siding repair, full siding replacement. A great way to upgrade the curb appeal. Protect your home. They've partnered with James Hardie Siding Products. The James Hardie Fiber Cement, known for durability, long-lasting performance. Installed according to manufacturer standards, it's ideal for siding that is rotting, faded, or storm damaged. Designed to hold up to our difficult Kansas City weather. See what the siding looks like on your house before you even buy it. That's right, they have the software where you can see what your house will look like with the siding on it. Paint fade warranties up to 15 years. It's at Easton Roofing. Find them online at eastonroofing.com. Danny, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing just fine, Soren.
So you thought that shirt was a good idea when you purchased it, huh?
Somebody purchased it for me.
Okay, a lot of buttons.
But
man.
I would have purchased it for myself. I like it.
That's kind of down the Jerry Seinfeld pirate shirt road.
The puffy shirt.
The puffy shirt.
I get so many different things. People either think I'm a member of the clergy, or they'll say I was in the Beatles.
Could be.
I mean, it definitely took you at least 10 minutes to button it up.
How many of those
How many buttons
really
are there?
I think there's about 10. But I only unbutton a couple to take it off.
Okay.
Believe me, I'll just pull it over my head. Because, yes, it does. And also, they're difficult buttons to button.
Mm-hmm.
They're small. But it's a special occasion, so it's worth it. I'm celebrating my anniversary tonight.
Oh, are you? Congratulations.
Yes, the anniversary is actually Sunday, but we have another event, so we're doing it tonight.
What do you got planned, Danny?
We're going to Jasper's.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to sit out on the patio, and it's a nice spot. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, they do
nice
a great
people
job.
there. Yep. Very nice.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. 24 years.
Nope.
24 years.
Busting rocks.
I have a
24. And what's funny is when you got married, Kurtis said, I give it 6 months tops.
Yep.
So now I got a 10 in the books and a 24.
Well done.
Double digits twice.
Let me check.
I barely made it the first time.
Let me check marriagereference.com and StatHit and see if how many guys have had.
It's so funny when we were traveling last year. My wife said to several people in it before. I didn't say anything for a while, and she said, "Well, this trip's kind of a celebration of our 25th anniversary," and she's saying it to virtually all these people.
You're not even.
And I'm like,
you're not even there yet.
I
Still,
said, not even close. And finally, I said, maybe 4 days in. She said it about 10 times. I finally said, we've only been married 23 years. She goes, "Oh, I swore it was."
It seems
like 70, but and anyway, so next year we'll be celebrating it.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about getting a gift. I'm like, well, this isn't a milestone one, so I don't have to get a certain color stone.
What's
or
24?
I don't even know what 25. That's probably something significant.
That's probably gold or diamond.
Gold
I'm
or
guessing.
diamond, I would think. Yeah. So Kurtis is busily going to find it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's a fun occasion. I've got brand new pants on too. So there you go. Linen.
Well, stand up so the camera can see.
Linen. Oh, I always forget I'm on camera.
Who we got here? What are we looking at?
Linen pants. There you go.
Linen pants. You know what that means? It means like,
That's what it means.
5 seconds after you put it on, it looks like you
I know.
slept in the fetal position for the last 9 hours.
These
I don't get
these
the fascination with linen.
These look like they'll be pretty good.
Okay.
Linen jackets look good for about 2 minutes.
Then it looks like you pulled it out of the trunk of your car.
Mm-hmm.
Put it
in
on
the back.
Gifts rooted in the traditional theme of sterling silver.
For 25?
Yes.
Then gold must be 50 and diamond
silver
75.
24 is like
What's 24?
granite or something.
Look it up. Let's get to the bottom of 24.
Special.
If there is one.
It's the letter opener.
There's one for every year.
You have to give a letter opener
There
for
it
a
is.
gift.
Gifts themed around opals, the traditional theme, or musical instruments and experiences, the modern theme.
Opal. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Get you.
No, Kyle got to the mic and was going somewhere, and then he gave that like, I'm not going to do it. No,
I want to hear it.
He got waved off.
Make a Sterling Holmes joke.
Okay.
That's always welcome.
Yeah, you can take a shot at Sterling whenever you want.
Especially after that painful musical discussion I listened to about 3 weeks ago. Holy moly!
What was that?
They were just they started talking about bands, and Sterling dropped one dumb comment after another. He was talking.
Wow.
Well,
he's out of town. It's you got big balls when the guy leaves town, don't you?
I didn't even know he was out
He's
of town.
nowhere around. Boy, you get to be quite the tough guy, Danny.
I think he was saying that, that like Rat was bigger, that was better than
we discussed
somebody.
We
didn't discuss it on the air.
You cannot make Danny more angry than if you put a musical opinion out that he doesn't like.
No, I'm actually a lot of we saw it on that stream last night.
Yeah.
Some guy went and saw a Pink Floyd tribute band. Everybody knows I don't like Pink Floyd, but I also understand that they're.
I love it. Everybody knows. I mean, it's renowned.
It basically is.
Everyone in the city knows.
It is legend.
Quick, yeah.
But
anyone who knows Danny knows that.
But I know that Pink Floyd is a good band.
Yeah, you don't.
I
you
just
don't
don't
say
like
they
them.
suck. You just don't like them.
But Rat, come on. I mean,
they're not Pink Floyd.
I will say I was driving over here, and I guess it's probably the one good song they have. "Rock You Like a Hurricane" came on by Scorpions. I'm like, you know what? This isn't bad. And I'm like, I sure don't want to go down their catalog though.
No.
I think
the whole hair band thing
did
not have a whole lot cooking.
No, it did not.
There was Van Halen, there was Def Leppard.
Yeah, those two are good.
And then
assorted other.
I'm not even like, there's
garbage.
a lot of people that really love the Motley Crue stuff. I didn't even really go for that.
I don't like the Crew either.
No.
So anyway.
They're great now, though. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
See Vince Neil.
Isn't he fat now?
When you see Vince Neil now, you're like, is that Vince Neil or is that Bilbo Baggins? Like, what do we got here?
The funny one is the guy from Loverboy, the singer for Loverboy.
Mike Reno.
Yeah, he's fat.
Yeah,
and he's like
he always had kind
he's
of a
like
fat face
embraced
even when he
it.
was
I mean, he's been fat for a while, and he's like, I'm fat. I don't have to pretend to be a rock
even
star
when
anymore.
He was thin, he had kind of a fat face. You look at the guy who was.
Well, the best down that road, and it's not because they're overweight. It's because of just the war that was waged on their face to try to avoid aging. By now, everyone's seen the was it Mickey Rourke and Axl Rose sitting side by side.
You're like, what?
And you're like,
happening?
There's a common caption that's there that I'm not gonna use, but it's quite funny.
At least Mickey Rourke had some kind of
him.
an excuse. He was a boxer, so I mean,
kind of.
Yeah. And at one point, he was
boxed.
a really good-looking dude.
I wouldn't call him a boxer.
No, I know, but I think he.
Ed Too Tall Jones boxed. He was a football player, but he boxed.
I think Mickey Rourke.
Whoever
he won a couple of Golden
That YouTube
Globe
kid
fights.
is that's out there fighting all the tomato cans.
I don't know.
Jake Paul.
Brothers, yeah.
He's not a boxer. Jake Paul boxes.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
And at least Mickey Rourke at one point was a really good-looking dude. Axl Rose was never in that boat.
Like, I wrote a book. I would not say I'm an author.
Yes.
And I'm writing another one, but
Yes.
2 books, that's a no.
No.
I'm not a drummer. I'm a guy who can play the drums.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
There's a difference. Dave Grohl's a drummer.
There's that old adage about hitting one home run versus doing something else once and what you become. So, if you haven't heard it, ask somebody older.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not doing it here on the air. Danny.
Speaking of home runs.
Let's do Royals then. Okay. So it's all fixed?
No, but I feel good from the standpoint of it would be nice if they, had another continue to this on through the weekend, so when they come home, their fans at least have some spark of interest. Not that, this is they're gonna suddenly surge back to 500 or anything. I guess it's plausible, but I just like that they've won a few games, so you're not to the point where you kind of, like Kurtis and I sort of agree on this. If you're going to be bad, let's be historically bad. I don't think the Royals. This team doesn't strike me as one that I want going down that road where I want to see them lose 100 or something. Because they should be better than that. Obviously, they've showed enough flaws to show that basically all of us were wrong about what they were going to be this year. I picked them for 84 wins, and I was probably on the low end for many people.
88, one of them had 87, the other one had 86. That's where the three of us were.
Yeah, I had 84. They're not going to get anywhere near that probably. But you win 3 out of 4, it puts a little life back into the season. And
what would they have to do for you to go, okay, they're back in it? I'm invested in them as trying to be a postseason team.
Oh, they've got to crawl within a handful of games of 500 for me, and that's going to take some real work. But if they get hot for a little bit and they're still 9 games under 500, which they could be hot for 3 weeks now and still be 9 games under 500, I'm not going to think. I'm going to think, well, yeah, they're better than that. They shouldn't have been dog meat for a while, but they'd have to get back to near 500 for relevance to me.
Where do we go wrong?
Well, I don't think we thought that 2 of their very best players would be dreadful. I mean, Salvi and Vinny have been dreadful. I mean, even mediocre would be. The Royals have probably won 4 or 5 more games. So I don't think that's really bad judgment of the team. Vinny Pasquantino, when healthy, has basically been a good hitter. And all of a sudden, he's not. And every time he shows a little life, here's another 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. And Carter Jensen showed a little bit of, we said, I think I said at the start of the season, I want one of the 2 to kind of break through. Well, neither one really has. They've both sort of shown a few signs, but Jensen's really regressed since a pretty decent start. And he's just an automatic out right now. And Caglione has no power, and that's what he's here for. So there's a lot of, and they had the magical health year of pitching in 24, probably had it worse than they deserved last year. And this year's kind of normal for the major leagues, really. I mean, you can complain about it, but pitchers get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we were estimating the Royals, we were looking at it more in the way that we were thinking that things would go well. And in baseball, things can go sideways. I mean, the Phillies are a good team, and they're just kicking around 500, and that's with a big rally. They're a good team. You see the personnel there, and then they're even having a guy who's leading the league in hitting who you didn't expect to, be anywhere near that. Brandon Marsh is not supposed to be a batting champion. So baseball, weird things happen in baseball. And when you get it going wrong, because it's a daily sport, I think you can really get into a rut more easily than maybe some other sports.
I think the thing that's being that you can't deny that the anomaly's 24.
Right.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And I think it's they've got to be real honest with themselves about what they are as they look to the future, because they're going to lose Chris Bubich, and he may never pitch for them again as it is right now, based upon the fact that they had to shut him down or back him up on whatever he was doing to try to get back in there. I think we found out that the bullpen had bigger question marks than they realized.
Yeah, that is not a surprise to me.
No, that's the part where we felt like they're going to have to pick up a couple of guys along the way. And I was hoping like Mason Black and Luinder Avila would be the 2 guys that would come in and be really, along with Matt Strom, your 8th inning guys.
That happens in baseball.
And otherwise they were going to have to make a trade for somebody. We were hoping for better health than they had last year from the pitching. I don't know if it's been better or not. I mean, 3 guys have gone down when you would throw in Burgert as well. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's hanging your hat on Chris Bubich, who did not come back at the end of the – well, he could have come back. Well, he didn't.
Right.
I mean, that was a mistake. And, I think they've taken on some water and taken on some injuries, and it shows that they weren't deep enough. And really, no one that you were hoping for to advance hitting-wise has, plus your 2 big bats. You could kind of predict that Salvi's downfall was coming at some point, but you need some other people to step up and fill the void, and that just hasn't happened.
And you also felt that maybe the decline of Salvi, and I'm not saying this is it, but would be more gradual. I mean, he's cratered. I mean, he's hit the odd home run, which is nice to see him waddle around the bases when he hits a home run with that funny little – makes me laugh when he hits a home run. Actually, I enjoy watching him run around the bases. It looks like he's it looks like he's in complete agony is what it looks like when he runs the bases now. But he's had a few nice, delightful moments, and that's fine. But
it's going to be a nice moment.
In general, he's just been awful.
It's going to be a nice moment when he breaks George Brett's club record for home runs, because that has, it's great, love George Brett and all, but that record stood for way too long.
Yes.
Especially through a steroid era.
Way too low.
Yes. Back in its day, it was a fine number. It is not now. In this day and age, speaks to the Royals' inability to keep talented hitters, talented bats, as much as their lack of talented bats as well since the George Brett era of baseball here in this town. So, but that'll be a nice moment when he does get there. He's a great Royal. 13's going to be retired. It'll be up on the Hall of Fame or wherever they put it in the new ballpark. So that's all good. But yeah, I mean, that's the one you could see coming. And listen, the one thing that we don't need to harp on it the whole time, but I do not get how Alex Seaboldt is still in the role that he's in.
Yeah, that is showing some remarkable patience, because usually someone has to. I mean, the question can easily be asked this way: if that a person whose job is to have the hitters be hitting cannot be held responsible, then what's the point of having them?
Well, I'm just curious, for me, I always talk about, we do this all the time. We're like, okay, let's set what the expectations are so that when we get into the season, we're not going, well, but they had this guy hurt and we had that guy hurt. And we go through it. And my expectation was 88 wins. Did I overshoot my mark? Yes. But should it have been 68? No. This team is tragically underachieved, in addition to taking on some injuries. And the whole point of putting those numbers out there is like, okay, so did we just get it totally wrong, or did this team fail? They've probably had more than their share of injuries for this far into the season, but if those guys come back, then they can still have what would be considered by most a healthy season if everybody comes back and nobody else gets hurt. But the hitting, you had to come into this year going...
hitters have been healthy.
Yes, and you had to come into the season with the mindset of, like, we're not screwing around with this like it takes half a year to get going crap. Like, it was supposedly fixed last year. Like, there was reason to talk about replacing Alex Seaboldt last year. And they didn't do it, and they turned it around, and they hit better at the end. And then they fired the guys around him.
Exactly. So they indicated that
they were disappointed.
That there was a problem.
Yeah. And then they come back, and it's the same thing, worse.
There's no success story.
None. Bobby Witt Jr. is backed up.
Yep.
So you can't even point to that.
And Kyle Isbell got off to a start, and you're like, ooh, maybe this is the step forward. Now he's Kyle Isbell again. He can't hit, really.
Neither one of your prize prospects are, we're back to like, well, we're just living with their lumps as we continue to develop at the big league level, not win.
Right.
Because if you had, if you were really trying to win, Carter Jensen's hit so poorly, he shouldn't be in the lineup.
Right. And Cags, they've started to play him against lefties all the time now, because I guess they're just saying we've got to find out a little bit, or we've got to let him get the chance. If you're trying to win, he's platooned, period.
Yes. And so I don't understand, and we heard J.J. Piccolo say, well, the data, which Sam McDowell made a great point yesterday, he's like, so you've looked it up. If you are quoting the data on making in-season changes doesn't show that it makes a big difference. Well, at this point, I don't think you're making the change for the rest of this year. You're making the change for beyond this year, and you're making the change, in my opinion, to show accountability. Well, to show it to your fans, which I care about the least amount. No offense, I'm a fan. But I want them to make good decisions based upon winning baseball games. But I don't think you're going to get the best out of this team if everybody has a lifetime job.
Well, also, he said that, but the aforementioned Phillies turned it around when they fired their manager. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've played well under Mattingly now. They were blistering hot for a little while, but you can't expect that. But I mean, they've been themselves.
Yeah,
since
but the other team that made that move, Boston, has not.
That's true.
They had some return early.
Yeah,
that seemed to be that return was called playing the Royals.
Yeah, right.
And it looked like, oh well, look, they've got a spark. Yeah. No, they're just playing the Royals right now.
They're 16 and 18 under Tracy.
At least the Red Sox made a bold move. I mean, they fired everybody. This wasn't a Zumwalt type of thing where his lieutenants went and the general stayed. And Zumwalt's really kind of an organizational guy anyway. Maybe not you kind of think of him more of in more of a front office type of role. and they can return him to that and have him around as an advisor. He may not want to do that. He might say, "Sorry, I'm leaving." Fine.
And I agree with the idea that you wouldn't want to make a move because the fans want it, but there is sometimes you wonder why, even because of that, they still haven't made a move for that reason. I mean, I know that hasn't been a factor, because I'm sure Matt Quatraro knows what is being said and knows what his standing is with his fan base, and is when I battle back with people who are willing to do it, without throwing too many bad words around about Quatraro, one of the things you often hear is, well, he's not getting rid of Alex Zumwalt, and that's one of the things.
That's one of the things that gets people on Quatraro. And you just extended Matt Quatraro, so I would think that you would do a little bit to protect the guy that you think runs the ship the right way, and at least throw a human shield in front of him.
Yes,
I agree, because in the end, I agree with you about the fans. Hey, you want to make moves that are good moves, and if half your fans are saying something completely ignorant and you want to do it, that would be foolish. But you are in the entertainment business.
Yes.
These are your customers.
And the fans
if the
right.
customers are all really mad, I mean, for instance, in English soccer, the fans have a big say. I mean, managers get fired because the fans are mad. They'll bring flags to the game, and this guy's got to go, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it should be like that, but
and this is a cause which the fans have a basis. And this isn't like they're mad that they have the wrong colored uniforms, or even the technical, the strategic moves that Quatraro's making. When they say their offense sucks, fire the hitting coach, I mean, that's what a lot of us are saying. So you've got more reason to do it.
Sam, and Dave Lesky said it as well. I mean, you don't have to fire him; just reassign him. Like if it's like, hey, he's my brother in arms. Okay, send him back to where he's had more success, because he has not had success in this role. And like one of the things I think we all felt good about as Royals fans, and I think even those of us that analyzed the team, was that the days of the Dayton Moore, our guys.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, we're over that. No, we do things by the math. We do it by results, and we're going to do it. And so I really felt like we're not going to watch. And Cal Eldred, I'm sure, is a very competent, he knows pitching, but it was terrible here. And it went on and on and on. And I don't know how they couldn't, it becomes a point where you're like, well, do you not know any hitting coaches? Is there no one else in the entire baseball industry that you know of who can coach a pitching staff? Like, the Cal Eldred thing became just bizarre. And we're going down that road with Alex Zumwalt. And that's the thing that, first of all, the whole first year of losing 100 games was J.J. Piccolo was lumped in as he sucks, get rid of him. It's just Dayton Moore 2.0, nothing's different. And then we found out, no, there were a lot of things. He did do a lot of things different. They turned it around quickly. But this is not different. Mm-mm. This is Dayton Moore-esque. And that is a problem. And it's going to get to where if you can't make a move on these guys, if it's not more about the wins and losses and the building the organization than it is all of us being in it together, then you got to go. And we're going to start talking about, it will be Quatraro. It will be J.J. Piccolo. I mean, these are the moves that the general manager has to make. This isn't good enough. You're my friend. I'm sorry, but you're fired.
Well, the other part is, if you're a competitive human being in a profession like this, and say you have a lot of respect for Alex Zumwalt, okay? I don't know how he's viewed by all the players, but say you are, and he gets fired, you're like, oh, Vinny Paskin, that was my fault. I gotta do better. I mean, I just cost my friend a job.
Well, and I think they may all be at that point where they're all trying to do better for Alex Zumwalt. Well, that's not working.
Right.
So you've tried the just let him do his thing. You've tried the guys know it's on them. None of it's working. So you've got to do something different. That would be like put somebody else in. How about maybe have them not like the hitting coach?
Right.
Because liking him, if that's what is keeping him around, is not working.
Do the other thing.
Do this. I think that right now the problem is obviously that they've hit the ball for a few days.
Well, and that's what always happens.
Right.
Yeah.
They get 3 days. No, that's who we really are.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the last 3 games. Forget the 57 other ones. The last 3, that's who we are.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they did with last year.
They've had 2 good games. Now let's see if we get another weekend with 3-2-2. Then nothing was solved. It's just you ran into a day.
Yeah, and one of those games was in Cincinnati, where they hit home runs at a ballpark that gives them up like lollipops.
Well, also they did it against an opener who might be the worst pitcher in the history of baseball. He had a 9 ERA going in, walks the ballpark, and serves up an absolute cookie right down the middle for a 4-0 lead. I mean, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
I've checked. Is that guy still on the team? I felt bad for him. It was one of those days you're just like, his dreams are just being crushed out there right now. He's got to take the lumps for the team after that. He was awful. He couldn't throw a strike, and then when he did throw a strike, center cut, T-bone.
Yeah. It was Jackson Coar in Oakland.
Yeah. Yes. Who was that reliever who came up a couple weeks ago that they did? Sentinella, is that his name?
Yeah.
Santillan.
Oh, no, not him.
No, not the Reds guy, the Royals guy.
That's Eric Carantola.
Carantola.
Yeah,
he was up and then back down.
And then they brought him back again. I was like, ooh, wow.
He's got his numbers in the minors don't look that bad.
No.
But your point is valid.
It was the same feeling I had when I was watching him, like, oh, boy, he gets his big chance, and this is it?
Well,
yikes.
Danny, you are right. He has been outrighted to AAA.
Okay.
Lion Richardson.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can't tote a 9 ERA around for too long.
Lion? Spell it.
It's now 27.
Lyon.
Yeah. Not exactly the heart of, but...
No.
Yeah. We'll take a break. Let's turn the page, talk about something really positive and upbeat. Wide receivers for the Chiefs. We'll do that with Danny Cleekstead a little. Danny Unleashed, brought to you by Easton Roofing, residential roofing repair and replacement. Yep, they do it. That's right. Did you know that sometimes all you need is a repair? A lot of roofing companies, that's the new thing, right? Oh, you got to do it new. Just like you got to get a new water heater, a new everything. Nobody wants to repair anything. Easton Roofing's happy to do repairs. Sometimes that's all you need. They're known for honest communications, clear expectations. They can handle the insurance claims. That's an important part of the equation. You don't want to be putting an insurance claim in wrong or falsely when it's not there. It'll cause you big, big problems. Go with Easton Roofing, a company that's founded on integrity, communication, and quality workmanship. You can call the phone number 24/7, 365, and have a real-life person answer at 913-257-5426. They're online at eastonroofing.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Always a great time to get to your neighborhood hen house. I've been going to hen house my entire life. You know, hen house has been serving Kansas City for more than 100 years. That's right, more then 100 years your neighborhood hen house has been there. They've got everything you need. If you're getting the grill going this weekend, why wouldn't you get to your neighborhood hen house? How about fresh 85% lean ground round? That's just $6.99 a pound. Talking USDA Choice Certified Hereford beef, the only place you get it is right there at your neighborhood hen house. And remember, they trim their beef 1/8 inch trim, not a 1/4 inch trim like the other guys, 1/8 inch trim. So if you want a boneless ribeye steak, who doesn't? Get to your neighborhood hen house. 12-ounce boneless ribeye steak is just $15 each right now. And of course, Hen House is celebrating the beautiful game as well. They've got all kinds of festivities going on, from face painting to trophies you can take your picture with. In fact, you could even win a couple of spots at Matt Beasler's summer soccer camp. That's right. Kids and adults can test their skills on the pitch, and they got their little soccer target. You could win a couple of spots at Matt Beasler's summer soccer camp. Hen House is celebrating the beautiful game with all of us as Kansas City takes center stage for the World Cup. The excitement's coming, and they got everything you need for your watch parties or your tailgates. It's at your neighborhood hen house. So go to henhouse.com to find all the great specials. That's henhouse.com, serving Kansas City for more than 100 years and now 100% teammate owned.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
The deals are hot at Robert Brogdon's Olathe Buick GMC. Save up to $14,000 on new GMC Sierra trucks or get 0.9% APR on all new Buick models. Need selection? How about 400 vehicles in stock? Need confidence? They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on most new models. For over 30 years, families have trusted Brogdon for selection, service, and savings. Shop robertbrogdon.com or visit in person at I-35 in Santa Fe. Must finance your GMF for special APR, 36-month term.
Make Carne Diem part of your weekend plans. Every Saturday, buy 3 sausages and get 1 free. Then come back Sunday for 20.
All right, the Twin Peaks, end of the hour answer. Hang on, here comes Old Flat Top. How many teams have lost the first 2 games of the NBA Finals at home, which the Spurs
and
will
gone
try
on
to
win?
avoid? Just how many teams have lost the first 2 at home in the NBA Finals?
So in other words, the underseed getting, doing the sweeping,
Yeah,
or at least
doing
headed
the
out to
sweeping.
sweep.
In the first 2.
You mean just plain lost them?
Mm-hmm.
Forget about how the series ended
Yeah.
up. Just started 0-2 at home.
Well, every sweep, so...
Well,
no,
unless
because they may have the sweep of the higher seed was started at their place, so it has to be a lower seed.
I'll say 6.
I'll say 3.
2.
Wow.
And they happened in a 3-year span. The
Is it
1990.
the Lakers with all their injuries against the Pistons?
No, because they had to go to Detroit that year. Detroit, I think, won 63 that game. The 93 Suns against the Bulls. Chicago won that series 4-2.
Oh, the Barkley. That's right. They were the higher seed,
And
weren't
then
they?
2 years later, the Magic against the Rockets, who came from the 6th seed and was a storm. They won the first 2 games.
The Rockets
in
came
a
from the
4-0
6th seed
sweep.
because Hakeem Olajuwon had blood clots and didn't play most of a lot of it, and that's what. And once they were the defending champs, even though they were the 6th seed.
Yep. And Nick Anderson missed a couple of free throws when Orlando could have iced the game in Game 1, and the Rockets won. And then I think that crushed any spirit the Magic may have had. And the Rockets, by that point, I mean, Hakeem Olajuwon was the best player in the world then, and they were a force. Because they had that
Just
championship,
2.
and they added. Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, only 13 teams have lost Game 1 at home by 10 points, and like 50 teams have lost Game 1 at all at home.
So if I'm smelling this right, what I think you're saying is back up the truck on the Spurs tonight on the money line. Is that what I'm hearing? The Kurtis Seaboldt guarantee.
I'll be rooting for the Knicks, but I think the Spurs are probably going to bounce back.
Why are you rooting for the Knicks?
I am too.
Why?
I have an affinity for them since dating back to the early 90s because I hated the Bulls so much. That was a team I could root for, and I started liking Pat Riley and Patrick Ewing and Oakley and all those guys. I went and watched them play in a game, and the only NBA game I've seen in person was at Madison Square Garden in 1992, and I've always liked that team.
My reason is specific to this team. I really like watching Brunson play. I mean, he's a miracle. I mean, to have his skill set, and he's like the definition of crafty. And Josh Hart is just a Swiss Army knife player. I really enjoy watching him play. So it's also there's plenty of Wemby fatigue going on here, and it really has nothing to do
already.
It has really nothing to do with him. He seems like a fine young man, and he's a great player. It's the name.
Oh.
Call him by his real name occasionally. Wemby. I feel like I'm watching.
Everyone knows it's Wemby.
I feel like I'm watching a Gumby cartoon the whole game.
I'm Wemby, damn it.
It's Wemby. You know, you can't say it without it sounding silly.
Yeah.
So that's a dumb reason, but it's more that I like watching the Knicks play. I mean, it's just they fight hard. They share the basketball tremendously, and if they weren't from New York, that's the only reason anybody should have any disdain for them. It's just that they're from New York.
Their owner's a horse's ass.
Yeah.
There's a reason to not want him to win. And I thoroughly enjoy the fact that no New York team wins anything except for in the uncapped world of baseball. Otherwise, they suck at everything.
Right.
Everywhere there's a cap. None of their hockey teams are any good. Their basketball teams have been gross disappointments. Their football teams, I thoroughly enjoy. Right. Thoroughly enjoy the Jets and Giants. I feel bad for a couple of friends who are, Dan Schwartzman and Steve Cofield that are Jets fans. I mean, that's a suck life rooting for that franchise. But I mean,
I think it's fun
adore the National Football League being an absolute,
dumpster fire in New York.
Except for the 4
skid mark.
Except for the 4 Super Bowl championships
of football.
I know, but they
86.
generally, and especially they've sucked recently.
Yes,
a lot of suckage.
But if I'm a Giants fan, I'm like, you're comparing us to the Jets?
No, you can't do
well,
that.
Well, now you can.
Now
you can now.
Yeah. Now you can. Yeah.
No, not as the overall history of the franchise. I get that,
When's the
but
last
I
time they
thoroughly
won?
enjoy. I hate that they hired John Harbaugh. Because they're going to get better,
right?
And that sucks. Go find you another Rich Kotite. Go get some, Ray Hanley. Get the boobs back in that jackass looking all around with Adam Gase. Let's get him in here. I don't need competent decisions being made in New York football. I love that they suck week in, week out, twice every Sunday. Because neither one of them are good enough to get any of the primetime games. So every Sunday, those fools, they suck twice. I loved it.
Yep.
Right, and I generally am like that. So you got to be a pretty likable squad for me to like you if you're from New York, and I think these guys certainly are.
Do you? I like the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, man. Have we really? It takes 5 minutes for you to be hated. You know, we talked about it when Mahomes was coming up. Everybody loved Mahomes because he wasn't Brady, and I said, listen. They ain't going to take long, but they're not going to like you anymore. You're going to be the villain. You need to be ready for this. Fans, they're going to start to bitch about you, and you're going to claim that you get all the calls and all this. It's coming, right? And we watched it happen. But has it ever been faster than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Shea's great. He's great. And he wins one championship in 7 games, and now he's drawing the fouls and falling down. Like, they could not have turned faster on a guy than it turned on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He won 1 title, not 5.
Yes.
1.
It's hard to have
I don't have any disdain for him. It's overdone. It's so pick and choose. You know what? Basketball players, when they draw contact, they fall down.
Yes.
Period. All fall down. Not just SGA. People just notice it because he's a star. You get hit, you fall. Period. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah. I mean, there are some times where you go, he falls down when he's not touched, but other guys do that too. It's notable because he was the MVP, back-to-back MVPs.
And also, if it
there's a focus on it. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, how can you complain if it works? You know, another soccer, now you watch soccer, and sometimes you go, boy, if he'd fallen down there in the box, that probably would have been a penalty kick. But he didn't. He fought through it.
Actually, I've never watched soccer and been like, man, if he had taken a fall, I've never seen him fight through it. And I am a defender of soccer, that soccer is no worse than the NBA, that the NBA and the NFL.
Right.
The NFL's got
every
all
wide
this.
Receiver,
every wide
contact.
receiver. Oh, yeah. They're all divas and drama queens. But I don't remember the moment where anybody ever fought through it in the box. They flop anytime somebody gets near them.
It's noticeable when it happens. So you're right. It doesn't generally happen, but it's like, you know, he kind of stayed on his feet there and tried to, because he thought he could still make the play. You know, I mean, that's the NBA. So he's just getting singled out. I think it's ridiculous. I agree with you. It's way too soon, and he's a fine player, and he handles himself well. And it's just like Wembanyama. I told you, it's just silly. It's just his name. That's all, period. And the fact that it sounds funny when you say it. He's great in front of the mic. He's a wonderful player.
When he goes to the mic.
Right.
He does have one Rory in him. Not showing up for this one. You don't ever get a free pass on that.
No.
Get your ass in there, kid.
You should always do it. But generally, when he speaks,
very thoughtful.
He's a very thoughtful guy and gives you a good answer. So,
I mean, the point of his press conference take forever because he actually will sit and think and think and think and think before he finally answers. Right. As he sits there holding the mic, palming it.
Yeah.
Nobody holds the mic. Oh, look at Jesus, that hand. He's just engulfing the whole thing. You're just like,
I mean, you can't. It's just wonderful.
Have you seen that picture?
Oh yeah. Him holding a baseball.
It looks like a.
It's what
racquetball.
Having hands that big is not really a positive.
It's amazing that he has the touch that he has.
It makes it harder. Just go
try to shoot a tennis ball from 3.
Yeah, pick up a half-size basketball and play with it. It's terrible.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of the Chris Webbers and Shaqs with the massive hands that can't get any touch whatsoever.
Right.
On a free throw.
There's definitely a sweet spot. You wouldn't want to have, tiny hands.
Well, but I think it debunks the idea that you couldn't have taught Shaq and Weber some touch.
Right.
Like they just were so big and dominated guys that they never even bothered to pick it up along the way. It's like, the great running quarterback. Why didn't he throw better? Well, he could always just tuck it and run.
Right.
He didn't have to perfect that skill. He had a different skill that he could go to. Now at the highest level, you need that throw it skill, and it's all part of it. I mean, by the way, we didn't ever get around to it. We had it on the list, but we didn't ever get around to it. But 2 fans running out on the court in the NBA Finals, like. Well, we've talked about the storm in the fields and the courts, and somebody's like, I mean, can you believe that happened? I'm like, yes. Can you believe it hasn't happened before now? What do you want? Have you seen?
There was someone.
They're on the people spill a drink and they have to stop the game.
Right.
What was
like if you can't figure out how somebody ran on the court.
A couple of years ago,
You're on the court.
Did you see the malice at the Palace? I mean, for God's sake.
A couple of years ago, there was somebody. It was an NBA playoff game. and someone jumped from behind that front row, and there was a guy like 3 seats down who was watching them. As soon as they moved, he jumped out and just like middle linebacker tackled them. That's rarely that you see that, but had that guy not been there, free run at somebody.
It's inevitable. It is absolutely inevitable that a basketball player is going to be harmed.
We have seen a star athlete, it's now a couple decades ago, stabbed on a tennis court.
Yeah.
Yes. And
that's a little bit harder because you usually got to jump down a little bit. Yeah.
But people kind of, because Wemby's reaction was Wembanyama's reaction was kind of like,
Victor.
Oh, this is kind of wild. What is this? And I can't remember who the Knicks player was. The Knicks player was like, what in the hell just happened?
Well,
and one kind of played it off like, ha. But what if that guy hadn't wanted more than a selfie?
I honestly,
what if he had a pen in his hand and wanted to stick it in someone's chest?
You talk about this. It takes you, 20 minutes to watch the highlight reel of every time someone's run on the field and run up to Lionel Messi?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of examples.
To the point where his bodyguard guy is like a star.
Him. Well, yeah, but they celebrate how he kind of turns and smiles with them, and like it's almost like, hey, I know he's not going to freak out. He likes it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. I mean, it's not going to go well one of these times.
It's happened enough that the guy who's assigned to protect him, like him running on and tackling these people or getting these people, he's become somewhat of a celebrity because it happens so frequently. It's crazy.
Not good.
No. Danny Klinkscale is with us. Easton Roofing, they're always good. Easton Roofing can help you out when it comes to your guttering as well. That's right. Did you know that they've got the best gutters as well? Easton Roofing installs full gutter systems and gutter protection, including commercial and residential, standard aluminum, copper, specialty gutters, like half-round gutters, 4 different gutter cover options to fit any budget. If you've been thinking, hey, I need that, I'm tired of climbing up on ladders every fall, well, let Easton Roofing help you out. Help protect that foundation. Siding, landscaping, custom fit and professionally installed. It's Easton Roofing. Find them online at eastonroofing.com.
Kurtis Seaboldt.
They Mizzou'd more than Mizzou can even Mizzou, right?
On the program, weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
This time of year is great. Love watching. We had the Women's College World Series, had that on the lower right TV. Had Royals baseball, had that on the lower left TV. Had the Stanley Cup Finals up on the upper right, and I was watching a friendly last night as well, and then got to watch the Pit with the misses. Yeah, that's my football theater. We had the sound up on the Pit. That's what we were watching, but it allows me to watch everything I want to watch. Look, maybe watching sports isn't your job, but you're the ultimate football fan. College football Saturday and NFL Sunday. If you don't have your ultimate video wall, then you need to call Applause Custom Sight and Sound. Applause is the best when it comes to smart home technology. Things like in-home theaters, things like being able to wire every room in the house with speakers, all recessed, all beautifully placed and giving you the perfect sound. Stream anything you want. How about integrating the lighting as well? How about creating scenes? Basically, it's you press one button and you can set your whole house up for a party. Have music flowing everywhere, the lighting exactly how you want, inside and outside your house. Security surveillance, all wired in. You're using it right there on your smartphone. And Applause Custom Sight and Sound has been in business for more than 20 years in an industry where most companies don't even last a couple of years. Applause has been doing it for more than 20 years. I know because they've been in my house for more than 20 years. They're coming up on 25 years being the very best in Kansas City. Find them online right now at applausetheater.com. Don't forget about your office. You need rocket-fast Wi-Fi, everybody integrated. How about a conference room where you can have meetings with people all over the room? Yep, they do that as well. That's part of what they do. Go to applausetheater.com or call 913-498-1183. That's 913-498-1183. Again, check them out on the web. It's applausetheater.com.
Patio season is back, and Red Door Grill is the place to be. Grab a seat outside, settle in, and make it the best part of your week. Mondays, come enjoy the classic burger for just $6. Tuesdays, half off the bar from 3 to 6, and so much more throughout the week. Scratch-made favorites, cold drinks, and a patio that's hard to leave. With 6 locations, find your Red Door at reddoorgrill.com. Red Door Grill. Get in here.
The Kansas City Auto Show is back, and we're taking over the Overland Park Convention Center with more brands, more test drives, free parking, and all new features. Happening now through Sunday at our exciting new location at the Overland Park Convention Center. Get up close to the latest cars, trucks, and SUVs. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss your chance to see your future of driving all in one place. Get your tickets now at kcautoshow.com. The Kansas City Auto Show happening now through Sunday at Overland Park Convention Center.
SSJ here for Plaza Aesthetics and Wellness. Dr. Botros, you had my lovely wife Susan in for a consultation last week. Walk me through the process and what she's been doing with you.
When Susan came in, we pampered her with a hydrofacial and shoulder massage. She walked out relaxed, refreshed, and ready to deal with you again.
And that's why Plaza Aesthetics and Wellness gets the Susan seal of approval. I don't even get that. Do it.
You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're talking to Danny Clinkscale. How about them Chiefs wideouts, Danny?
It's a powerhouse group, Soren.
You think so?
Well, if Xavier Worthy keeps catching everything, like reports from
tracks the ball.
Yeah, he's he caught 9 balls the other day at practice. Whee!
I think we're going to see an improvement.
I think so.
Because of Chad O'Shea.
I do, but Chad O'Shea has to, he has to have some ingredients to make the meal.
Yeah.
And right now, I think it's a little thin there. So I think they'll be incorporating Walker into the passing game quite a bit, it would seem. They need Worthy to step up. Who knows what they're going to get from Rashee Rice? Who knows? Even if he gets... I mean, how bad is that they let him go to the hospital? Does anything just scream out entitled? You wonder why these guys are spoiled, rotten, and feel entitled. He commits this heinous crime, and he gets to go to the hospital for rehab when he's supposed to be in jail. Do your time. It's awful. Doesn't that piss you off?
It does, yes. I mean, I'm like,
it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
They gave him 30 days that he could serve whenever he wanted over 5 years. Like some astronomically, you could do a day a year for, 4 days a year. Like take a long weekend once a year, and he's going to get there. And then he tests positive for weed, and they're like, okay, now you got to go now. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, you got rehab. Well, I'm sorry.
Remind me, I think this bit is probably famous, but I hadn't seen it before. There's a comedian who does a thing about what kind of world do we live in when they make people do community service as a punishment. Sorry, you committed a horrible crime. Now you got to go feed the hungry. Oh, boy, go do it. I mean, That is pretty funny.
That is. You'd like to think that we could do that without sentencing someone
Right,
to doing it. But
yeah, exactly. And so anyway, so he gets to go to the hospital. Good. You know, I'm sure there's fans out there. Oh, good. He's going to get back here sooner. I have, you know, can I root for Rashee Rice? No. Drop every ball. Sorry. I'm not a fan. It's hard to root for people like that. You know, you got to be a real fan to just want good things for Rashee Rice. Now, if 4 years down the road, Rashee Rice has been a model citizen, he's learned from his mistakes, I'll whistle
he's giving back to his community.
Yeah, I'll whistle. Doing community service. I'll whistle a different tune. But right now, I do not want the best for. I want him to have to, you know, go to Broomhilda for rehab. You know, not a nice place. Not the hospital, and have a nice nurse work a rehab person, a top of the line rehab person. Go back to jail. You begged to go to jail. You did. You basically waved your arms and said, I want 30 now.
Yep.
Can I have it now? I don't want to wait. I want to eat some bad food, sleep on a hard cot. But no, he's rehabbing at the hospital.
All right, Secretariat still holds the 1.5 mile record on the Belmont Stakes. How many other horses have come within 2 seconds of that record? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Second half of the program begins right now. We call it the 2-minute drill. It's brought to you by our friends at Joslin's Jewelry. Gary Joslin and his staff, Kansas City's best when it comes to hooking you up. Maybe you got a birthday coming up. How about a birthstone? They've got hundreds of choices in each and every one of the birthstones. Engagement rings, almost 1,000 to choose from. Happy to do repairs. They are Kansas City's best. Voted the #1 jewelry store in Kansas City. It's Joslin's Jewelry right there at 95th and Antioch, southeast corner. You can find them online at joslinsjewelry.com. Let's get things started. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we begin with Josh DiMaggio, ESPN Milwaukee. Josh, how are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, we're trying to get our arms around what the hell the Packers are thinking, paying wide receivers that can't catch 700 yards worth of passes, $20-some-odd million per year. Is anybody scratching their head there in the state of Wisconsin?
No, I think it was met roundly with a sense of optimism. There's certainly the detractors, and everyone seemingly is pointing to the lack of production from Christian Watson. I called it on air today the great ball knower test for people. If you watched Christian Watson in his return from his ACL injury, he looked like a new person. He looked like a guy who had figured out sort of the intricacies of being a wide receiver. Obviously, his size and speed pops off the map. That's the thing everyone talks about, his ability to win down the field. But he was doing the things last season that he hadn't done in the past, going up and winning jump balls, using his body to keep defenders away from him. It seems like he really took a step forward. And once he returned from that ACL injury, if you extrapolate those games, he would have had a more than 1,000-yard season. So I think there's a sense of optimism and a chance that if he blossoms into what they think he could be, that they'll actually find themselves having quite the deal.
You know what they say about your aunt having a couple of additions and what should be in that case. If is he worth $42 million more than Romeo Doubs, who they let walk to New England for 4 for $68?
You might be asking the wrong person from this, because I've been a Romeo Doubs doubter basically since he entered the NFL with the Green Bay Packers. I think Romeo Doubs is what he is, and his ceiling has been met. He is not going to be much more than we've seen him produce to this point in his career. He's a very station-to-station type of wide receiver. He's always making catches in a crowd because he can't get away from crowds because there's always somebody around him. I think his lack of explosiveness and ability to separate from D-backs has created a thing for Romeo Doubs where it looks like he's making these incredible catches in traffic, but that's because he only finds himself in traffic. So I like the idea of paying for the upside of Christian Watson more than the ceiling that I think has already been met from Romeo Doubs.
Should we be disappointed when we hear that Micah Parsons is where he is on the rehab process, or is this just reality slapping some people in the face?
I think it's reality slapping some people in the face. The 9-month timeline fits perfectly with what he sort of projected in the beginning. I know there was some people getting their hopes up, like, there's a potential he was going to be the freak athlete that comes back super fast and looks like he missed nothing. But if my memory serves me correct, the last one we were all shocked about returning early was Adrian Peterson, but he returned in 9 months as well. So I'm not worked up about it. I don't think there's any chance we don't see him in that Cowboys game that they've got coming up week 6 in their schedule. I just can't imagine that possibly happening.
Josh Jacobs was at practice this after being jailed on 5 charges stemming from an alleged incident back on May 23rd. Charges including felony strangulation and suffocation, 4 misdemeanors, battery, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim. How does this play out either way with Josh Jacobs and in his future with the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, that's really completely all up in the air. I think there is going to be more information before anybody makes any decisions. As we know, you don't necessarily have to be prosecuted in a court of law to even serve a suspension by the NFL. There's really been no rumblings. He's back at practice, and I think they're just going to treat the process as it comes. If he serves that 6-week suspension, I would not be shocked, but I really have no insight into how it's going to go. I don't know if the Packers would move on from him if there ends up being a court case. Like we saw Stephon Diggs end up in a really similar case and then be proven innocent, and he never missed a snap of football. So I think there's still a lot to figure out there.
Okay. All right. Giannis, the deadline is getting ever closer as the NBA draft's a few weeks away. Are we getting anywhere? Do we have any popular team names that are surfacing as potential landing spots for him?
Some of the popular names that have come out in Milwaukee are still circled sort of around the teams that we've been hearing all along the process. Miami, Golden State. I know Giannis wants to sort of stay in the East. I know he's not in love with the idea of going to the West, I think, because he views it as a deeper, stronger side there. So I expect him to be moved by the time the draft happens. Jim Ozarski, who writes for JS Online, our local paper, he said earlier this week that the fact that we haven't heard anything about Giannis in the past couple weeks makes him believe that they are closer to a trade than not, because previously the Bucks front office has operated in sort of silence. All of the deals that you can remember getting done in the Giannis era, be it Drew Holiday, be it Damian Lillard, be it Miles Turner, nobody heard any rumors about it. And then one day it was here, and it was a new reality for Bucks fans.
Yeah. All right. He's going somewhere, I would think. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting. If the Knicks lose, maybe they're going to be the front runner for him. I don't know. It seems like he's going to end up landing somewhere for sure, right? Well, there's no chance he's still there come draft night, right?
I give it 0%. I put it at 0% even before the season ended. I just don't think things are going to work out in a way that's advantageous to Bucks fans. Maybe they'll be better off with what they are able to turn Giannis into and all the compensation. But if I were to pick, it's the Knicks, it's the Cavs, it's the Heat, and then you can give a little shout-out to Golden State. But past that, I think he's going to stay in one of those three teams.
Josh DiMaggio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Great stuff, buddy. We appreciate it. Have yourself a fantastic weekend.
You as well. Enjoy your weekend.
I've been to Pittsburgh.
Jeff Hawthorne at 937 The Fan in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is next. Jeff, how are you, sir?
Good. It's a beautiful Friday. So.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is tucked into his spot there in Pittsburgh. Everyone's excited about that, right? Like that's finally done. Is that got people feeling optimistic?
Yeah, the team went to the local amusement park here at Kennywood, and Aaron was, winning prizes, and he threw a 70-yard touchdown in practice, which got a lot of attention yesterday or 2 days ago. And, yeah, I think there's just okay, Aaron's back. Let's see what Mike McCarthy can do. I think there's cautious optimism, but I think there's pessimism that the Steelers just are the same team they've been for the last 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah, they are signing up some of their young talent listen, all the deals are giant these days, but Nick Herbig, the linebacker, Washington, the tight end, they make the right move in locking these guys up?
Herbig's not a starter, and he got $25 million a year, which tells you what they think of him, even though he hasn't assumed that role yet. I think he's a guy that you might look back in 3 years and say, wow, that was a bargain, based on where salaries go and on what they project his production to be. So, this is a team that needs to get younger. They need to, identify a few younger players and sign them to long-term deals, and that's what they're doing. The big one they have left is their corner, Joey Porter Jr. That's going to be a tougher negotiation, probably won't get done until they're in training camp or maybe right before the start of the season.
I noticed you didn't mention Washington. Are you thinking that locking up the blocking tight end wasn't necessarily the key to success?
No, I didn't mean to slight him, especially at his size, because he's a very intimidating dude. I think I worry about his knees. He had knee problems, which is why he dropped in the draft. His first year was bad because of knees. Now he's been better recently, but guys that size, takes one guy to undercut. That's one thing I'm concerned about with Washington. But he's a nice piece. Man, salaries, you get that kind of money to be a mostly blocking tight end, that's a good place to be for him.
Yeah, he caught a couple of passes this past year, finally, for those of us that may have drafted him in our Dynasty League thinking that he would catch the
Aaron
football.
Likes him.
Good. He should.
That.
I do love that he's listed at 6'7", 264, yet in an interview, can't remember whose podcast he was on. They asked him, what do you tipping the scale at? And he said 315.
He finally confessed to us that he was somewhere, I think the term he used, he was somewhere around 3 bills.
Yeah.
And, that's more. 368 may have been like junior year of high school.
Yeah. Because I thought, they listened to him at 264. I thought even Georgia had him at like 275. I'm like, what are we doing here? Look at this guy's massive.
And I'll say this, dude's not fat.
No.
He's a big guy. It's good weight for him.
Part of the reason I'm bringing it up is because I would really like to have seen him in a Chiefs uniform. Like, the Chiefs specialize in getting guys who played quarterback in high school to play tight end, and that's why they one of the reasons why maybe they're not so hot at running the football is because they got all these push and pester blockers at tight end and not maulers like Washington. So I was kind of hoping maybe he'd hit the open market. He did not, alas. He stays with the Steelers. And staying in the race with the Pittsburgh Pirates right now, 34-29, second in the NL Central. They're getting Jared Jones back. Are they believing enough to maybe buy at the trade deadline?
If not for a bullpen, they might be fighting for the best record in the National League. They have 13 blown saves and have that record this year, which, I mean, their hitting has been, they have home runs in 11 straight games. You haven't seen that in Pittsburgh in a long time with this type of power that they have. O'Neal Cruz is starting to find it. I think the lengthening out on the lineup, adding O'Hearn, and also Brandon Lau, Reynolds playing better. I think that's just made it easier for everybody. And Cruz is starting to take those steps towards some of the talent that he's had. The rotation's been good, even though Skeens hasn't been stellar. And the bullpen has just been, man. I mean, there's so much so that fans are talking about Bailey Falter being available.
Oh, well, trust me.
Yeah.
If it's up to me, he's available.
I think most fans were okay that he was available, period. And Evan Sisk has been really good for the Pirates.
Yeah. It's not gone well. For Bailey Falter here with the Kansas City Royals. That's for sure. We'll see what they do. I hope they hang in. We always root for the small market team, so hopefully the Pirates will stay in the fight. Great stuff as always. Jeff Hawthorne there in Pittsburgh. We appreciate it, buddy. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend. See you.
Tennessee.
Chase McCabe, 102.5 The Game in Nashville, Tennessee. Chase, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, Soren. How are you?
I'm good. A.J. Brown gets dropped on Mike Vrabel from afar, since the Vrabel marriage there in Nashville. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have used that term. But the time of Vrabel with the Titans wrapped up, we now see him, let's bring in A.J. Brown. What's the reaction, at least, from Titan fans and seeing that added to what is already a circus up there with Vrabel in New England?
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, obviously it was something that was discussed. The thing is, it might actually work if Vrabel can, get his stuff figured out. AJ has said multiple times since he left the Titans that, he and Mike Vrabel were very close. They've kept in touch. Mike Vrabel has said that as well. AJ always seemed to listen to Vrabel. So, it might actually work. I think we agree that A.J. Brown is still an effective wide receiver, but when he's happy, and there was something that, just things went sideways there in Philadelphia. I mean, that was not the case here from a football standpoint. He got along with Tannehill. He got along with the coach. He got along with his teammates. He was just ready to get paid, and ultimately the organization didn't feel they wanted to do that based on how he was handling things with social media and talking a little too much. I do think, and I know this because John Robinson, the former general manager, has said it on our show, if they had a do-over, they would certainly have taken that. But I don't know. I think it can work, but obviously there's a lot going on there in New England.
Yeah, for sure. What's the early returns with OTAs, mini camps, everything that's going on with Carnell Tate?
Well, apparently he's Jerry Rice at training at OTAs. I mean, everyone is just blown away. He's really doing well going against air. I mean, he is just trucking those invisible DBs like no other. But look, it's good to be excited about a player, and people have been excited about Cam Ward. Now they're excited about Carnell Tate. All indications are, and again, you're not in pads and it's not full practice and stuff, but he looks good. He can run clean routes. He's in shape. He and Cam really seem to be creating a good relationship, and so that's positive. Now, let's see it in training camp. Let's see it in pads. Let's see it against real opponents, and that all comes with it. But early returns are good, and people are very excited about him.
All right. We'll see if he ends up being the thing. Vibe here was that he was one of the couple of guys, Mansour Delane being the other one. That's why the Chiefs moved up when Tate came off the board. That's why the Chiefs went flying up to get Delane. They wanted to make sure they got either Tate or Delane. So we will watch from afar and see what Carnell Tate ends up being there for the Tennessee Titans. What's the Super Bowl? I don't know that we've talked to you since the Super Bowl was officially awarded. What's the feeling about where Nashville sits now that they know they have the date for their new stadium to host the Super Bowl?
I think there's a sense of pride. There's a sense of, hey, we've truly arrived. For those that were, against the stadium, it's kind of all right, well, we got the thing that, was the whole point of building the stadium. And so there's excitement. There's a lot of work to do in the next 3+ years. The stadium being finished is not going to be a problem, but you got to tear the old one down. Which takes some time. They're not going to be able to implode it because it's too close to the new one. So they're going to have to knock it down the old-fashioned way. But what we've seen in Buffalo, they started that immediately with Ralph Wilson Stadium, and so there's no reason that they can't do that here. And then there's a whole development on the East Bank around the stadium that won't be done by then, but certainly you're hoping you have some things that are completed by then. Obviously need some more hotels that hope to be completed by then. So there's excitement, but also work to do. And it's just kind of the beginning of all the cool things that are going to come with a new stadium. I know you all are kind of going through that in Kansas City with a replacement for Arrowhead. So, I mean, there's fun things that everybody's looking forward to, but now that the date is set, I think there's that sense of accomplishment of, hey, it's actually going to happen.
All right. It is baseball right behind it. We actually did. The Royals now have their, at least their location set for their new ballpark. They're talking about 2030 or 2031. We did, in the end, start here in Nashville, thrown around a little bit when it came to the Royals. We got to get this done. Nashville, lots of people will come get a team. If the Royals Stadium deal is done, they're coming out of the ground in Vegas for the A's. The Rays, I think, feel like they've got something coming close. At that point, then, is the sense that Nashville is going to get, handed an expansion team?
I think there's belief. There is a group here called Music City Baseball that would call themselves the Nashville Stars, which is based off an old Negro League team. That they have merchandise, they have a logo, they have jerseys, they have hats. I mean, they have all that. I don't know where they're going to put a stadium. They got to pay for that, but I think it's possible. I just think you're going to have to get a huge investor that's willing to come in, work with the government, say, hey, if you give me this land, I'll build the stadium, because Nashville is not going to put a dime towards the stadium. They just did that with a football stadium, and they got that. They're doing that. So I don't see the city wanting to put money towards another venue right now. I could be wrong. But, if a big investor comes along, then I think it can certainly happen. From the baseball side of things, I think they got to get through what's looming, and that's going to be a really contentious labor negotiation. I don't think we're going to be playing baseball a year from now because of that. And so what's the best way, once you come out of a strike or labor stoppage or whatever, to put a bunch of money back into the league? Expansion. So that's what probably ends up happening. But, baseball has obviously got bigger worries. But I think it's going to eventually happen. I just don't really know a timeline.
All right, and then real quick, the Tennessee Volunteers, 8th in the betting odds as far as winning the SEC, 7.5 the win total. That does not sound like the kind of numbers that I would think Volunteer fans want to hear. Where's the optimism when it comes to Tennessee football this year?
I think it all depends on who the quarterback is, and nobody knows the answer to that right now. I know that the freshman 5-star has been good, but it's all going to be about who the QB is. So I don't know, and I think there is pressure now on Josh Heupel to get back to the playoffs. Now that he's done it before, he kind of had a built-in excuse, even though he didn't want to use it last year, of Nico transferring out last minute, and they ended up maybe being a little bit better than people had thought, but now they want to see winning. So I think 7.5 is probably a fair number, but it's all about quarterback play.
Yeah, we'll see if they get it when it's all said and done. Chase McCabe in Nashville, Tennessee. Great stuff, buddy. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
You too. Always appreciate it.
Can't you tell this is Austin?
Colby Gordon, Austin American Statesman in Austin, Texas. Colby, how are you, brother?
Doing great. How are y'all doing up there?
Doing very good. Texas, stick and ball school, just like Kansas, right? Softball, that's what they're all about there. That's the big sport. How excited are they about winning the national championship last night in softball?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, going back-to-back, extremely impressive. I mean, especially from the pitching performances from Tegan Caven and others. And, I mean, they almost got eliminated a couple weeks ago in a Game 3 and had to rally. So, yeah, people are pretty pumped. The baseball team host Oregon in a super regional starting tomorrow. So, be interesting to see how that plays out as well. But, yeah, I mean, Longhorn fans are pretty happy at the moment.
Yeah, I would think so. And Texas, plenty of money to keep funding all their sports. They're not someone that's cutting 6, 7, 8 sports to try to keep up with the cost of paying football and basketball players.
Yeah, correct. I mean, there was some questions to the athletic director, Chris Del Conte, this is a couple months ago, if they had thought about adding any sports, particularly women's flag football. And he said that not at this time, that they would not be adding sports, but there's definitely not any cutting of sports either.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the football team. First of all, let's talk about the comments from Steve Sarkisian that were met by Texas Tech saying, well, let's play week 1. I'm curious, what do Texas fans think about that? Do they think, yeah, let's go ahead, let's go to the Jerry Dome and slap these guys down and put them in their place? Or do they think, like, why would we mess around with maybe taking a loss against a team that's pretty well funded themselves?
Definitely the latter. Yeah, there wasn't much interest in going up, and I mean, Texas really doesn't have anything to gain by going up to Jerry World and playing Texas Tech. So yeah, the reaction from fans was, just whatever. A lot of the reaction was like, we're not going to give up from the fans. We're not going to give up a home game. Like, why would we give up a home game, to go play Tech at a neutral site? Personally, as someone who has no affiliation to Texas or Texas Tech, I thought it would be great.
Yeah.
But the Texas fans didn't have any interest in doing it, so...
I guess college football fans, they don't even really, I don't know that they like football as much as they like the bar that is game day. Because I don't know how you would feel great about paying top dollar for seats to see what is basically a preseason game. NFL fans at least know and don't go, right? That the season ticket holders begrudgingly pay the price, but they don't even bother to show up for the preseason games. But boy, college football fans, we don't want to lose that gate. Here at home, we got to have Directional Turd come in here and make sure that we check that out. Like, I just don't get that mindset of them supporting that game. Why wouldn't you get in the car? Wouldn't it be better to go to Dallas and watch a real game? Like, and it's not unique of Texas. Like, all college football fans seem to have this mindset of, like, you literally could bring out, I don't know, the Sisters of the Poor to play, and they'd be like, "Whoa, we got to get down to the stadium and check it out."
Yeah, I mean, from a pure entertainment perspective, I mean, opening up with Tech in Dallas would be phenomenal in my mind. I guess the view from the Longhorns fans is that since since they're playing Ohio State the next week, that or 2 weeks later if that game would be scheduled in late August, that they want to be fully ready for Ohio State. I'm with you. I would rather see, Texas opens up against Texas State, which is 30 miles down the road in San Marcos, and I don't think that will be a very competitive game. So I would rather see, as a neutral, I would much rather see Texas play Texas Tech in Dallas. But the fans seem okay with playing Texas State and then going into Ohio State. And I guess their argument would be that kind of what Sark's argument was, that their schedule's already tough enough playing in the SEC. That is the impression that I'm under from the Longhorn fans.
Yeah. Where does Texas sit as far as their administration, maybe Sarkisian, as far as the 12 or 24 team playoff? What's their, we know the SEC overall as an entity, as a league, is the one blocking it, but rumblings are out there that there are a number of the SEC schools, coaches, that would be interested in the 24. Where does Texas sit on that?
I think they are more 16 definitely. 24 we haven't heard a ton of talk from them about that. So I know they are definitely in favor of moving it to 16, and I guess you could argue with some of Sark's comments about the way things run at Tech and Indiana, that you might be able to read into that he would be in favor of a large a field as possible, just because he is judged on, certainly this year, he is judged on whether he makes the playoff or not. And obviously the more teams that make the playoffs, then that's something that you can point to. So we haven't heard much on 24, but I'm pretty confident Texas is definitely fine with a move to 16.
Okay. All right. We'll see what ends up happening. And finally, if I want to get my hands on some BC Lions Toronto Argonaut tickets, can you help a brother out?
Well, considering my venture on that from several years back, I could probably help you out, but it may take a few weeks. Getting the tickets across an international border was something that I had not planned for. Right. This was a long time ago, and that was if I wanted, and which it did end up losing money. That was very. If I wanted to lose money, that was well executed and well thought out to lose money on selling some CFL tickets. So, but I could probably get you connected. You may just have to wait 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, I was thinking I'd go for a late season game, so I had some time to get it here and could scratch together some cash to cover all the fees and everything that goes with it. So I'll get to work on it early. Colby, would you come back to Kansas City at some point so we could see you at some point, my friend?
Of course. Yeah. I'll be up there in late June. Parents and some family members are going to a World Cup game. So, I'll let you know when I'm back up there.
Very good. We look forward to it. Shoot us a text with the dates you're going to be here. We'll set up a big welcome home party for you.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds great.
Colby Gordon in Austin, Texas. Great stuff, buddy. We appreciate it. Have yourself a great weekend, my friend.
Okay. You guys do the same. Take care.
All right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Secretariat, by the way, the Belmont tomorrow. No one cares because there's no one's going for the Triple Crown. Secretariat.
Will you watch?
No.
No, you won't even watch?
Yeah, I might if I'm around.
I'll turn it on at when the coverage begins on NBC. I'll turn it on at 10 a.m. on NBC Sports 2, and I will watch every minute of it all the way up until the post race hype is done at 6 or 7.
I'll watch the race because I like to listen to Larry Kalmus.
If I happen to look at the clock and realize it's 5, I'll catch it.
Yeah. The call is always good, so I'll listen to that because he's really good. The question, Secretariat still holds the 1.5 mile record in the Belmont Stakes. They've had 3 different lengths that they've gone over the years, but 113 of those have been 1.5 miles. How many other horses have
What
come?
are they going now? Because they're not at...
It's 1.5 miles.
It's back to mile. Are they?
Yeah.
They're not back at that part. They're not back at that track?
No, the last 2 have been...
They're still at Saratoga, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, it probably isn't back to 1.5 miles because I remember I checked now.
I don't know what the track.
Yeah, the last 2. I think
Saratoga.
it's 1 mile and 3/8 now, or something like that.
You got a friend who's from Burnt Hills, New York, which is just outside Saratoga, which is just outside, not far from, say, Albany, if you're wondering where that is. But they're not running at the normal
this would be the
track
third,
as they're redoing it.
Yeah,
just like they were the one in Maryland.
Yeah, the Preakness, Pimlico.
Yeah.
This will be the 3rd straight year that they've not run it at Belmont Park. So Belmont Park was 1.5 miles, 113 times. I asked how many other horses have come within 2 seconds of Secretariat's record in 1973 of 2:24 flat.
At this track, or in this race, the Belmont?
Yeah,
at 1.5 miles?
At 1.5 miles. 2:24 flat.
0.
1.
Okay.
Easy Goer in 1989 ran it in 2:26 flat. 113 Belmont races at 1.5 miles. 1 horse has come within 2 seconds of that record.
Isn't every horse that runs now traced back to Secretariat?
There's a lot of them. Are, but that was what a freak show that event was that day.
Do you think that somebody was just probably screwy with the timing? The fact that no one's come close to that again. They either were the first to steroids, or somebody was screwing around with the clock.
I think that stands up for 2 reasons. One, the person who did I've seen a couple documentaries on him. The autopsy, the guy who did the autopsy said he was freakishly perfect in every way, and he said his heart.
He being the horse.
He being the horse.
Secretariat.
Yes, he wouldn't have referred that to himself. That would have been kind of weird.
So I just want to make sure. I mean,
True.
sometimes you leave these he's
That's
and
true.
you get it.
That's true. That's true.
Want to translate for people.
He said his heart was a little larger than most, and that helped him. That's easy. You can run faster if you can crack up and synthesize oxygen at a faster rate is one of their.
Do you synthesize oxygen?
Yeah, there's William Knack, who was a biographer. That's what he kind of thought it was cute to put it that way. But if you've got a bigger heart, you can probably run faster.
So that's a quote. That's not you trying to sound doctorish.
Yeah, he said,
and just making a fool of yourself. Some other guy said.
Yeah, he said he had a larger motor. He could crack up and synthesize oxygen at a faster rate. And I went, I'm going to write that down and use it in 20 years. And there you go. I've done it. I can retire now.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. And also,
put your feet up and call it a career, big boy.
And also, that was widely considered a race in which everyone was watching it going, what the hell is he doing? People were in the press box and around there going, he's lost the horse. He's never going to make it. Because there's no way, and even the Penny Chenery, who was the trainer, she said there's no way he would have chosen to do that. The jockey, Ron Turcotte, who had won the Belmont the previous year on another
horse
that was by the same training company. Lucian Lauren was the trainer, and she ran the thing, but the same company. So he was the defending champion, so to speak, as a jockey in the Belmont. So it wasn't like he came out of nowhere.
By the way, am I the only one who's kind of where did all this horse racing knowledge come from out of the big guy here?
We've been having Dick Girardi on to talk horse
What the
racing.
hell?
All we
We
needed
just
was
said talk to
Curtis.
Curtis.
I'm obsessed with the whole Secretariat story, so I've read a lot and seen a lot of things about that horse. So I know some of the things that are around it. They're there's no way he would have chosen to put the horse in that situation. He said the horse just
By that situation, I mean going out hard early.
just taking off because he was pulling away on the backstretch and just kept going. They're like, what is happening? He's lost the horse. There's no way he can make it a mile and a half at that pace. And they said that the horse must have wanted to do that because he said there's no way Ron Turcotte would have told the horse.
Did anybody bother
take
to
off.
ask Ron what was going on?
Yeah, he confirmed that. He says like he just took off. And
Wish we had somebody who knew.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no one to talk to.
And then he said that's what the horse wanted to do. And maybe some of this stuff is kind of burnished for effect and legend, but people who are around that horse said it was just a different type of horse. He seemed to understand the strategy of running. Like he seemed to know what he wanted to do as a horse, and that seems kind of silly, but they know more about it than I do. And people would cover he said he just had a different affect about him. He said he would watch. He said, I once saw Secretariat watch an airplane fly overhead. He said I'd never seen that before. Like he just had an awareness and maybe an intellect and an understanding that went with the freak show physical traits, and that was why he was able to do what he did.
Yeah. That's so. We got a buddy who swears to me that his dog, he knows, understands that he's not supposed to crap on the floor right by the door, but he goes ahead and does it anyway. So kind of similar. I guess I can see where you're coming from.
Yes, but anyway.
He knows. He's got the look on his face. He knows he's not. There goes the back, hunched up.
He's looking right at you, going, brrr.
I put the bell on there. He didn't ring the bell. He just went over the door.
Boop.
There
you go, buddy.
Very similar.
Yep.
The mindset, I think, here.
I think so, probably so. Only he didn't run around the track as fast. He probably ran around the room.
Got a little faster after that, I would think.
After he dropped that, he probably went, I'm feeling good now. That's what our dog would always do. He'd run around the backyard. You're like, I think I know what just happened. I think Casey
feeling a little lighter?
Dropped off a little package. Because he's really happy now.
Don't dogs have to be happy now that their owners follow around with a little blue bag and have to pick them?
Yes.
Like if somebody followed you around and picked up your crap and carried it half a mile, wouldn't you be like, I think I'm kind of the man? They're literally picking up my crap. I mean, wouldn't you be like?
Then they're going to make me a meal after this.
Yeah,
I'm pretty awesome. Yeah, I got a guy who does that for me. They meet other dogs in the park and I got a guy that does that.
You too? Yeah.
Carrying that bag. Stylish blue. Race car blue, I like to call it. Well,
yeah.
okay.
There's some dogs in my complex that I don't think the owners are really locking it down on the cleaning up after the dog.
They're not?
No, I see a few things. I'm like, well, that's not supposed to be there. There's not a lot of grass around my complex, but every once in a while, I'll just walk past and go, "Oh, hey, how about that?"
When you're out there doing your exercises.
Yes. There's just this.
Why
very
are you guys
narrow...
laughing over there? What are you laughing for?
Yeah, walking to my car is exercise.
What why are they laughing?
I'm not laughing, Curtis. It was all Thunderdome.
I know. He should, but like they'll do it if they see someone watching them. But I know there are people that. You're just like, nobody around.
Quick look over each shoulder. Right.
Go
come on,
Fido.
Fifi, let's go.
Boom.
We're moving on.
Yep.
Good times. This is a productive segment.
That was not a segment that I expected.
But this used to be the segment we'd bring on Adam Teicher to talk football.
Yeah.
We're talking about dogs crapping.
Yeah. Well, we were talking
about... Once Teicher retired, it was all downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it.
Yep.
Different
kind of
left to our own devices now,
It's almost 5 o'clock on a June Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, who's still working right now?
Us.
That's about it. I did see salespeople.
Lies.
Nope.
Lies. Yep. You lie.
I think Paul and Luke are still.
Yep.
They're drinking then.
Yeah, possibly.
Thunderdome, go take a lap. Let's see who's back there. And then after that, go down to my office and see if my fridge has been raided. I guarantee you that's what's going on there. You don't have to do the fridge thing.
The one that I saw.
Go back there and see if anyone's there.
Was just coming out of the bathroom after, I won't say what
Did he have a blue bag in his hand?
Yeah, I won't say what he was doing, but I'm surprised he didn't start running around the office. He said, I just kind of joked. I go, so everything come out okay? He says, yeah, I had a protein shake. So, and I went, quick turnaround.
All right. On that note, we'll break. It's the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Kurtis Seaboldt.
Smelled walking in, I will smell walking out.
On the program, weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
The world's biggest sporting event is coming to Kansas City, and Hen House is going to help you celebrate. That's right. You can celebrate the excitement of world-class soccer right there at your neighborhood Hen House. This summer, every trip to Hen House becomes your chance to experience the energy, fun, and flavor of the world's biggest sporting event. From the moment you walk in, you'll hear the crowd roar and have your very own walkout moment entering the store. Be sure to stop by their tailgate tasting area, where they'll be sampling delicious Kansas City favorites along with global tailgate foods inspired by soccer fans from all over the world. Then you can head over to their Gear Up for Game Day locker room experience, featuring complimentary face painting and more to get you ready for match day. Kids and adults can test their skills on the pitch even. That's right. Their soccer target game and enter to win 2 spots at Matt Beasler's summer camp. That's right. His summer soccer camp, 2 spots are up for grab. What could be better than going with former World Cup star Matt Beasler, former Sporting Kansas City star, all-around swell KC guy, and the apple in Nate Bucatie's eye, let's be honest. Matt Beasler, you could get a couple of spots in his soccer camp. And don't leave without snapping a photo with the Gold Cluck, the Hen House Market Championship Trophy. It's there. You can get your photo taken with it as well. The World Cup excitement is coming to your Hen House Market. So stop in, shop, play, taste, and celebrate with Hen House this summer. Now 100% teammate owned, serving Kansas City for more than 100 years. Make sure you go to the website, henhouse.com, to find all their great specials. Again, that's henhouse.com, serving your family, serving my family for my entire life, serving Kansas City for more than 100 years.
Hey, it's Todd Lebo. We are having some fun out here at the Westlake Ace Hardware in Western Shawnee. Just been open a little while now, and they're having a big grand opening event this weekend. It's on Silver Heel, just north of the Monticello Library. Grand opening happening this weekend. Gonna have great specials out here. 20% off most items in the store if you're an Ace Rewards member. So if you're an Ace Rewards member and you got to pick some stuff up, swing on by here. It's gonna be worth it, and it's free to be an Ace Rewards member. It doesn't cost anything, so join. You can save all year long. Tomorrow between 11 and 2, they're gonna have all kinds of great things for your family out here. Prizes, drawings, vendor demos, stuff for your kids to do. So swing on by then if you can't get here today. We'll be here till 6. You got to check out everything they got going in the Kitchen Connection. They've got everything you need to get the grilling going, all the seasonings, jams, jellies, everything to get your grill going to the
play for the Browns?
Hey, he wasn't a Hall of Famer.
No, not as a player.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I was getting at. That's my point.
I missed part of that.
That's all right. It is the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, wrapping up hour number 3. We've got Alex Schiffer coming up. We'll break down tonight's game 2 of the NBA Finals. Also get you the things you need to know. By the way, I just want to, Eric Carabell wrote this. Don't be surprised if Chiefs tight ends haul in 15 touchdowns this year.
Mm-hmm.
Are we slow news day? We're just making things up now?
He had
Kelsey
28 things that could happen in the league.
Yeah, these are quotes from him. Kelsey in his final NFL season remains a borderline tight end 1 option thanks to 10 touchdown grabs. That's happened once in his career? Keep an eye on Noah Gray. He breaks out with 48 receptions and offers dynasty value. Listen, I've been pushing that turd uphill for 4 years. It ain't happening. That's not happening. Let me just go ahead and go head-to-head with Eric Carabell on that prediction.
All right, Olympic bronze medalist John Carlos is 81 today. What is he best known for? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Fourth quarter of the program begins right now as we finish strong here on a Friday. Hour number 20 of the program this week. Still to come. Still going to give you Alex Schiffer. Straight out.
There's still more?
Still more. Straight out of San Antonio, Texas. Of course, you'll hear the NBA Finals. Game 2 right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Pregame starts at 7. The game is at 7:30. And, of course, this weekend we've also got Rock Chalk Baseball as Kansas taking on Oklahoma in the Super Regional Saturday at 5. For that, Sunday's game as well, if necessary, a game on Monday. I think we just take the day off. Isn't that how it works? I think we're going to first pitch at 2:30.
Definitely rooting for a split of the first two.
Is that in play?
Probably not.
Yeah, well, we don't disappoint Chad. And
I agree.
Not let him hear his beloved Jayhawks.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
There it is. There's a Mizzou guy rooting for the Hawks.
I'll be in a pickle then, because I don't want Kansas to lose and then have to play a third game.
Well, I don't care if they win or lose. I just want to have the day off.
You just need the third game.
Yeah,
so you need a split. Very specific.
But the last time this worked out for me, they won the national championship. So I think I want to root for that.
Okay. All right. So we got that going for us. We'll see if that ends up happening. Let's hear a little bit of Royals baseball. We start with Josh Rojas. He ended up having quite a day yesterday and last night.
So we had a game at 12 a.m. today, or 12 p.m. So, yeah, it was like the 4th, 5th inning when I got pulled from the game, packed up my stuff, got my stuff from the hotel, got on the flight, got here. I actually texted my buddies on the way. When I landed, I saw that it was delayed. So I was like, I might get in this game tonight. So it'll be the first time I got in 2 separate games in 2 separate states. So it was a good time. I mean, the craziest part was they actually tried to get me on a flight at 3. Didn't make that one. They said I was 7 minutes late to check my bags. So then my next flight was at 8. So I was at the airport from 3 o'clock till my flight boarded at 7:20. So yeah, I mean, there was nothing I could do. I mean, we were going to try to get here by, around first pitch. Didn't work out that way. And then I thought, I'll probably miss the game. And then with the hour delay or so, I was able to make it here. Yeah, just a crazy day. I was just glad I could cap it off with a hit and an RBI there. Got a favorable matchup. I pinch hit at the right time. Got a good matchup, and luckily produced.
A couple things. First of
Brought
all,
one back against the pitcher, back up the middle on the ground.
I see no problem with sitting in an airport for 4+ hours.
Because you've scheduled it on purpose for some ridiculous reason.
Yeah, it was finances, but I'm with him there.
That was subtle.
I'm with him. But can you imagine when he was sitting there, waiting for his flight, going, I'm going to get a 9th inning 2-run base hit to win the game for my team 3 hours from now.
Well, a guy playing and getting playing in both AAA and the big leagues in the same day, you got to go back to 2023. Oh, I guess it's not that far back. All the way back to Matt Wallner in 2023. Yeah. That's how far back.
And for the record, he was flying from Columbus, Ohio to Minneapolis. That's why it was a pretty short flight. If he was flying from wherever else, I mean, I don't know what's the furthest an Omaha team would have to play
Columbus,
from
Ohio to Minneapolis is not as short as you might think.
Not short, but it's I'm not sure.
You're talking about almost Pennsylvania to...
But if they're playing some team down in Texas, I mean, it would have been a little tougher to get to Minneapolis in time to play in a game, even with the delay.
Matt Cotrero, the new manager for Josh Rojas, he's not new to the Royals, but for Josh Rojas, his new manager, said Rojas is a pro.
We saw the at-bats he took all spring. It's not like he's got over 5 years in the big leagues. That's still pretty different circumstances to show up in the middle of the game and get the game-winning hit, but I feel really good about it.
That's why you listen to David Lesky as well. David Lesky, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, started talking about Rojas maybe getting a shot here before long. And people he'd been talking to said this was kind of in the works and on the way. Royals win last night, a game that they gave up a run in 6 consecutive innings to start the game, end up in a 6-6 tie. Going to the 9th inning, Cotrero took us through that busy 9th inning.
I mean, Salvi got us going, big pinch hit from Lane, great bunt from Isaac. And then Michael, that's a tough matchup. We're going to bet on him. Massey left on left against Rogers is tough. Lawrence against Michael's tough too, but he was patient, loaded him up. Rojas, gets to 3-1 and puts a good swing on the ball. And, thankfully it went up the middle. So It was a lot of stuff going on in that inning, but guys really came through.
Yeah.
3 pinch hitters, went 2 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and 2 RBI.
Matt Quatrero
Not bad.
through.
Yeah.
That's who came through in that one.
Pushed all the right buttons.
Game gets closed out by Alex Lang. Quatrero liked what he saw from Lang in that closer role.
He's got good stuff, and looking back, he's had a lot of opportunities, a lot of saves in his career. I think he kind of thrives in that moment. So thankfully he was able to execute there. Some really tough pitches that Buxton laid off. Good at bat from Caratini too, but he keeps coming at you.
Had a 26 save season for the Tigers 3 years ago, so he's got the career 3.77 ERA. He's not, he's kind of new to the Royals obviously this year, but he's got a little bit of pedigree.
Yeah, he's it's not his first time on a big league mound.
No.
And it's not his first time in that situation. So you'd think that, okay, there's a chance,
and
that if he can, whatever you got to perfect, he's got velocity, he's got the things you want. It just has never come together fully for him.
Control has been an issue. He's over 10 Ks per 9, but over 5 walks per 9. So if he can figure out some control, Brian Sweeney, he's got the strikeout ability.
Oh, you're calling Brian Sweeney under the carpet?
No, I'm saying that's the guy. His lowest numbers he's had since he became a full-time pitcher have been this year. He was at 9 walks per 9 a year ago and 8.2 the year before that. So it's already worked a little bit for him. It's in half.
The 3-1 Royals, we're just going to score their June record.
For sure.
The 3-1 Royals back at it tonight with the Twins, 7:15 on Royals TV. Waka versus Matthews. Zebby Matthews.
Love it. Zebby.
Is that his name or is that a nickname?
I think it's his real name.
All right. Royals.
Only other Zebby I've ever heard of was Zebby Lethridge. What do you like a college quarterback?
Minus 103 for the Royals, minus 117 for the Twins. Close to a pick'em game. Royals slight favorite in this one with Michael Waka on the bump.
Daniel Zebulon Matthews. Zebulon is his middle name. Zebulon. Okay. Doesn't Zebulon sound like a made-up planet? Oh,
sounds like Frank Zappa's kid or something.
The Earthlings landed on Zebulon. Take me to your leader.
Zebulon 4.
Yes, Zebulon 4.
You need a number at the end of it.
It could have been Frank Zappa's kid, though. Moon Unit, Dweezil, and Zebulon.
By the way, do you know the last time, Thunderdome, we'll ask you, when was the last time the Royals had an MVP? What year? No idea. You have no idea? Lob a grenade, kid.
He knows George Brett.
Okay, George Brett. Good job. Okay, best guess on the year?
He says 82.
Not bad. 1980.
Pretty
that
good.
was the year he chased 400, was over 400 in August. Finished with a 390 batting average. Bobby Witt Jr. is not even having as good a year as he had last year, which wasn't as good as he had 2 years before, is now taking over the betting odds lead for the MVPs. Plus 135 ahead of Astros DH Jordan Alvarez at plus 160. This is because, of course, Aaron Judge put on the shelf, expected to miss like 4 to 6 weeks. So, Bobby. Come on, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby.
See if we can get, at least an award.
You okay with that?
It's a major award.
It is.
So they give you a leg lamp is what they give you when you win the MVP. It's a major award.
Zebby Lethridge was a corner for Texas Tech.
Okay.
In the late 90s. There was a Zebby.
Do you know
his real name is Zebby D. Lethridge? So that's given.
What movie the leg lamp was given as a major award? Do you? What? Don't just nod and act like it. Do you get it?
Christmas Story.
Yeah. The glow of sex through our front window was one. That's one of the great lines of that movie.
That's such a fantastic
Kids
play.
rubbing the leg.
Just a completely unexpected all-time classic. They couldn't have imagined when they put that together that it would be 40-plus years and people were still watching that thing every year.
Yeah. I don't need it to run 24/7 for 4 days.
No.
But well done. It's a good movie.
Yes.
It's definitely a good time. Good movie. All right, NBA basketball, you'll hear that right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, Game 2, 7:30. On ABC, right here on Sports Radio 810, Knicks and Spurs. Spurs 5.5-point favorites in this one. Charles Barkley, of course, from What do they call that show? Inside the NBA?
I think they still call it that, yeah.
I think they do. Charles Barkley said he expects better basketball from both teams tonight.
I thought both teams played nervous. I thought they played frenetic. I think they'll both calm down, and it's going to be a much better game. Even though it was a good game, neither team did not play well. But I think the Knicks are going to have the same advantages they had in Game 1 and Game 2. Karl Anthony Towns, I thought that was one of the best games I've ever seen him play. When they had Victor on him, he was aggressive, going to the basket. When they put a little guy on him, he dominated on the offensive boards. I think he's going to have those advantages in every game. I've always said all along, he's the key to the series. If he plays well, the Knicks are going to win the series. I mean, Brunson is their closer, but Karl Anthony Towns, to me, is the key to the entire series.
In case you're wondering why, the voice clearly a little bit fatigued, Charles Barkley, fresh off competing in the World Yodeling Competition.
Yes.
A little rough there, Chuck.
It did. Sounded like it was a late night.
This is the kind of insight you expect from Charles Barkley. Said he can see a scenario where the Knicks sweep.
I don't see how the Spurs can beat the Knicks if the Knicks play well. I'm going to stick with my original pick, Knicks in 6. But I will tell you this. If the Knicks win tonight, they're going to sweep the Spurs. Now, that's a big if. But if the Knicks win tonight, they're definitely going to sweep the Spurs.
It's a little bolder than I thought, just off reading what it was. I mean, they're going to sweep. He's predicting the sweep. I thought he was going to say, well, they could sweep. I know. Until you've got a split, you could have a sweep. So not bad, Chuck. Not bad on that one.
That was definitely not terrible.
No, not terrible. By the way, the Madden ratings are out. Creed Humphrey, the number 1 center. Patrick Mahomes does not crack the top 5 in quarterbacks. You okay with that coming off the knee injury?
Sure.
Okay.
Something to work for.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Petty Pat.
And reports continue to link the Chiefs to L'Jarius Sneed. We'll see if they end up getting that done anytime soon. We will take a break when we come back. We're going to talk some NBA basketball. Let's look into Game 2 with Alex Schiffer, our NBA insider, joins us here in the program. He's next on Sports Radio 810.